This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
All right, everybody. Open Comms show. It's Thursday. We're back. I'm Drayden. We got Dirk here. What's up, Dirk?
What's going on, Drayden?
Good. I mean, not much. I'm good.
Thanks for listening to when you ask a question.
Yeah. Well, it's just automated responses, you know. Big Country, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Big Country. You can see in the picture up there. Big Country shaved his beard. It's gone. He is a new man. We got Rain here. What's up, Rain?
I just died to two Katies. I'm really sad.
Oh shit.
Is that what that picture was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Drunk Canadian. What's up, man?
Oh, you know, same old shit.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah. So anyways, last week, in the previous episode of Open Comms, we opened it up with a little, I don't know, with a little sad news. It was kind of sad. But what I want to say is this: we're gonna have to flip flop on some of that. One of the reasons why I was going to be having to take a break, an indefinite break, was I just wasn't going to be able to do Friday. I was going to need my Friday, so therefore I really couldn't do Thursdays. However, we've been able, because Talking in Stations has moved its time slot, we've been able to arrange to move into that time slot, which would allow me to be able to stick around, and there's another thing I've been able to shuffle off to the side that I kind of put away. But anyways, so the show after Vegas, which I believe is November 5th, which was going to be the day that was going to be my last show, and I think BC's last show at the same time, will be on Friday night, as opposed to that. So I'm not effectively retiring. Yeah.
As of yet.
Like,
Don't sound so
leaving.
sad about it.
Same
Not
time.
really leaving, so yeah.
It's like, I guess I'm not retiring.
I hate doing that too. Hold on.
I'll
This
keep
is
doing it.
this is how serious this was, right? This is how serious this was. Normally, I buy a bottle of Tito's like this, right? I buy a handle of Tito's because, you know what, just economically, it's the better way to go, and I just always need some for Thursday nights. I don't drink it any other time other than Thursdays. Well, I was running a little shy, and I said, okay, let me go pick up another bottle. Well, I've only got a couple more shows left, so I got like the smallest bottle that they make that's not like on an airline. So I mean, until yesterday, it was still all in the works for that. But luckily, not only was there the time slot available to us, but also the fact that everybody else here was okay with going to Fridays and really liked it, and actually liked that idea. So now they could have said, "No, fuck it, we'll stay on Thursdays if you're coming back," but luckily they didn't. So.
Ugh.
For myself, the Fridays is actually a better deal because,
You're healthier on Fridays?
no, health is still the issue, but again, it alleviates some of the pressure on my wife because, she got to come home Thursdays. Got to get the kids kind of pre-ready for school on Fridays. Got to leave early Fridays for a new thing that she does. So she got to get the kids out of the bus at 7:30. So, having us do it Friday night means she doesn't have to come home and immediately start worrying about, getting the kids, ready for school the next day and stuff. So, that's kind of a good thing. But the health thing is still an issue. But I've always wanted to do the show on Friday. I pushed several times to try to get to the show when we had a chance to do it, and we did pretty good. So I'm willing to stick it out a little bit longer to see how we do because ever since E Radio, it's been something that I've tried to get, but some people's like, no, I need my Fridays, I need my Saturdays. This is one of those things where I
But
can't
it is,
see.
I mean, look, it is more difficult from that standpoint, okay? Because anytime anybody goes away for a weekend, it runs the risk of one of us, potentially not being here. I mean, if I have to go see my mom, or I'm just going away for the weekend or whatever, then I guess I won't be there that night. But that's better for me at least than not being able to do it at all.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, we always said that if we ever really wanted to really get Dabs or guests on, Friday night is a better time than our Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So again,
nighttime, our time is bad regardless of the
But
thing.
it is, but it's still a little better. I mean, look, as I said before, I've tried doing Friday nights. I wanted to do it, so now that we got the chance, I definitely want to stick around and give it a shot. It doesn't mean I'll be here indefinitely, but I mean, again, I definitely want to give it a shot, see how we do, and
You gotta give coughing in a microphone with a push to talk a shot.
I am on
Push to talk lives matter.
Well, I am on push to talk, but I mean, I'm sitting here talking like you for cough during talk. So
Stop pushing. Is your
that's
finger
why-
glued?
That's the
Glued
glory
to-
of a
glued to
butt.
the trigger. It's a dead man switch.
it is a dead man switch. But I just want to say, I didn't want to bail on everything too, because I mean, again, it's something I'm wanting, so I want to try it. I got to give it a go. If we're gonna do it, I'm gonna be there to give it a shot too.
It's not really giving anything a shot. I mean, it's the same thing, different night. I mean,
No, what I'm saying is, I've been wanting to take the show to the Friday night slot since Eve Radio, but we couldn't with Funky Bacon, and
Should we announce? Speaking of Eve Radio, that was the
well,
other
that's the other thing. Yeah,
that's the other thing.
Jaden,
We're moving
stand
to
up,
Friday
show your
night, but
shirt.
we're actually going back to Eve Radio.
But we're going back to Eve Radio.
oh shit,
Actually,
that's
no,
right.
No, we're
actually,
not.
No,
We just-
we just both happen to wear the same Eve Vegas 2014 Eve Radio T-shirts at the same time.
I'm just saying
It's
that.
classic.
I'm just saying that it's something I wanted. So I mean, now that we have a chance to do it, I'm not gonna be like, well, later, guys. I've been wanting a Friday show. I think our show could do.
Well, sure, but you're
considerably
also
better
wanting
on
to get
Friday.
your health together, and
I am.
same thing
You
too.
know what?
So I mean,
I think maybe the
look,
fact that
and
I
it
haven't
shouldn't
been
matter.
drinking-
I mean, it shouldn't matter. 2 hours out of your week should not have anything to do with whether or not you can get you can get your health together.
No.
It's the other, whatever it is, 300 and something hours that are in a week,
Yeah,
in whatever solar system you're in.
no, but it is sitting around trying to do research and keep up with you. Y'all are youngsters. Well, Dirk's not. Dirk's fucking old as shit. So keep up with the youngsters in the game, man.
Aren't you almost as old as Dirk?
Oh my God, please shut up. Yes.
Calm down, Grandpa.
Closer to the casket. What are you wearing, Rain?
It's my squirrel onesie. So Manic Velocity is wearing his onesie, and Inglewood, I know, is another Eve streamer. I don't know if you guys know him, but he's going to have a onesie party at Vegas. So it's just kind of like streamers wearing onesies.
Great.
If I just come in a pair of boxers, that's one piece. Does that count as a onesie?
No,
Oh,
Can
so
I-
it's not just
can I
what
do
you
it
wear
anyway?
to bed. It's
no, it's it's just a onesie, yeah.
So anyway, so that's the news. So mark your calendars. We've got this show, and then next week we're out at Eve Vegas. The home crew will be Drunk Canadian in BC, while Rain, Drayden, and I are out going live from the Vegas venue. And then the following week we get back, which will be the Rehab Recap show from Vegas, will be on Friday night, not Thursdays. So, yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Now, while I'm still thinking about it here, I want to. Mike Azariah wanted me to give a shout out to Operation Magic School Bus. They are currently in the middle of a fundraising drive to be able to kind of, help with the influx of new alpha characters that are coming in November. So if you're one of those people that enjoy throwing a little bit off to the thing, McLean, if you're sitting out there in the audience, then you're out there in the audience.
We might allow
yes, you
McLean
are
on
going
as
to
a
Vegas.
guest.
Yeah, yes, McLean will absolutely be in Vegas. He will be riding in my limo from the airport to
I'm
to
bunking
the hotel.
I'm bunking up with Jay and Meredith at the same time. It's just gonna
Oh my
be
God, Meredith's in your room too?
yeah, it's gonna be a menage
Is somebody
a
getting
trois.
a floor or is somebody snuggling?
That depends on what people want to do. We might have to draw straws.
I heard Jay McLean's pretty snuggly though.
Whoever gets into bed first gets dibs. But anyway, so if you're one of those people out there that likes that likes to throw some money to some of these operations that are trying to help out kind of new bros and things like that, Mike is trying to raise some funds right now. Again, because November 8th we're going to have I don't know, at least a handful of alphas that start coming in. We'll see. Maybe 10. I don't know. 1,000.
I got my alt account unsubbed. I want to try this out.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if on November 8th somehow or another there's such an influx that it like blows up the server and the Omegas can't play? Because that would just be hate right out of the box.
Well, what if they? Well, hopefully they would put some kind of cap limit, and like if you're an Omega, you get an automatic pass through the queue line, and then everyone else has to wait in queue.
Well, like premium service.
Right.
You know what Alpha should not be able to do? Like
Log in?
No, not that. Okay, but there are certain
use
things
the
that they
same
can't
bathrooms
do, right?
and drinking fountains as us Omegas, and
They
They
shouldn't.
really should be
Back of the-
separated.
They
into,
shouldn't
like,
be
some
able to
sort
go
of
through the
different
gate
category.
into Jeddah.
They have to sit in the back of the ship.
Whoa.
Yeah, the
front
back
of
They
Alpha
should
Alphas
have
out
to
of jail?
buy locally. That they can't go to Jeddah and buy from Jeddah Mart. They should
You
have
want
to
Alpha phones to support their local business.
Alphas get
Exactly.
disconnected for inactivity.
I don't know, man.
Alphas get disconnected. He said alphas
that
get
would
disconnected.
that actually wouldn't be a bad
for
idea.
inactivity.
That would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Because I mean, when they have this alpha thing, they're gonna have possibly a big influx of players. And if
Alphas
you have-
cannot chat in local.
No,
Nah,
that's fine. No, they
nah.
can chat in local. But I actually do like the inactivity automatic logout.
I think I'd rather have alphas can chat in local and omegas can't.
Yeah. Well, no, because
But
then it'd
anyways.
just be all bot spam. But yeah.
So
I
anyways,
mean,
yeah. So if you can help out Mike Azariah, that's great. Or even somebody like Sindel Pellian. I think she may be probably doing something, but I know Mike definitely has a plan for what he wants to do for the things. But anyways, I do want to throw a shot up. This is the shot up, the shot for I don't know, the fact of going to Friday nights, and I'm very
Shot-
quite happy to be able to stay around. So
yeah, shots for Dark
shots
City.
to all of you.
You
for
sound happy about
agreeing
it.
to keep
Oh
me-
man,
Yeah.
I gotta get my shot of water.
I don't have this shot.
Don't say it's both. Oh, God. These people, it's like you guys are gonna be, well, not you, Sullivan, you're not going, but Rain, you better get ready to drink.
I've been drinking with the PLAT team for the past week because
I
I'm
bet
so
that's
heartbroken
pretty-
over
yeah,
the
I'd say-
Alliance tournament.
I bet
So is
they're
that
just at the
is that where
bottom.
like you go to take a shot, but then like get disconnected and don't take the shot, or
Yeah, pretty much.
Or you just like can't pour a shot because you just boundary violate all over the desk and
that's where you spill it on
you
yourself.
just
Well, it's
can't,
hard to
you
do
just
shot
can't
glasses,
pour
you
it.
know what I mean?
Oh.
Well, you know what? Since we're on the subject, Rain, do you want to tell us about the Alliance tournament from last weekend?
Yeah, so they had the finals last weekend. I think it was final 16, and then it went down to final 8 for the last, or Sunday for the last day. We had some pretty intense fights. I know Tuskers beat out Volta, barely managed to keep their flagship alive, went into a match against PL where it was best of 5, but PL was one match ahead. They threw the first match to kill the flagship, which most people saw as reasonable. Second match, they won pretty hard. I think that's when they didn't lose anything major there. They never brought their flagship. And then the third match, there were mass disconnects. So I know 5 people
I thought
total.
that was the fourth match. That was the fourth match because the third match. Oh no, it wasn't
Well-
third because PL started with an
No.
automatic
It was
win.
the third,
That's
yep.
right. I would say
So it
PL
was
was
the-
2-1. So
Right,
so
right,
it was the
right.
third
Because there were
match.
only 4 okay, so
Right,
look,
right.
Yeah, there were 4 matches.
And just to go
PL
back
was
to the
up
beginning,
one.
it's a best of 5 series. However, if you're coming out of the winners bracket, which Pandemic Legion was, you already have 1 win in that best of
right,
5.
right.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was missing that one, but yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so the third match was the mass disconnects, in which I know they released the comms, but it was pretty like heartbreaking. People were saying
Your
to hear them
microphone
just like
Rain
they
is
couldn't
being
move.
affected by
Your
by
onesie is rubbing your
external
mic.
squirrel skin.
It's yeah.
Oh,
we're
is
get-
it?
Yeah, we're getting like just a bunch of fur noises and
Yeah. Put the
Okay, is
lotion
that
in the
better?
basket.
there. That's
Yeah,
probably
there
way
you go.
better. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my bad. So, but yeah, they it was actually really funny because if you listen to the commentators, it was Chesser and moderator, and they were just like screaming the whole time because it honestly looked like PL was throwing, And then we find out, obviously, there was the disconnects, which ended up happening all across the server. However, rules state that a match stands regardless of server conditions and regardless of connection issues, because obviously things get fuzzy there. And so
So
then
we
there
checked
was
the logs, and it's working as intended, as CC
Well-
would say.
And and this is one of the things. I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest. When I was not listening, I was not listening to the audio at the time. I was in a channel with some people and whatnot, but we were watching. No, I'm sorry. I was doing This Week in New Eden, so we were watching it while kind of talking. But anyways, when I saw that they got burned so hard and things started dying the way that they were, I sat there and my first thought was, holy shit, the cries that are going to be in Twitch that because they were one game up and willing to take it to a fifth game, it was going to be cries of, they were throwing it. They were throwing it to be able to bet on it, okay? I didn't think that that's what it was because I know how much these guys who practice so much want to win, but I knew what Twitch chat was going to be like.
Yeah, Twitch chat was freaking out in both manners of like, wow, PL throwing and like, holy shit, PL sucks, stuff like that.
Which is automatic. Whenever anybody sees
Yeah.
something like that, their first thing is somebody's throwing something here. And
Right. Well, what Dirt? You might just cut out.
We can't hear you anymore, man.
Push to talk.
I believe
Nope.
in you. You can do it.
Can't hear you.
What your mic's not lighting up now, so like whatever your push to talk is, try doing that. Oh shit.
We lost Dirk.
Okay, he said motherfucker.
There was an exploited deletive or exploitive deleted, whatever, however you say that. I don't know. Anyway,
Alright,
while we're waiting for him to come back, what I was gonna say real quick is I'm glad that they didn't redo the match because of claimed disconnects, or even if they found out they did disconnect, because when you're running it on a non-LAN server, like internet issues are a possibility. And you can't just restart a match because of that, because otherwise, if you could, people would exploit that. If anyone started losing or even showing a hint of losing, people would just unplug their router or disconnect, like not
Hold
close
on,
their client, but just like.
Look, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but
And you can't just restart a match because of possible tampering like that. So.
can you hear me? I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
If you know that there's both sides are having massive problems, I think you can say, hold on, we're gonna stop the match. It's obvious both sides are having problems. It's not just one side who's having issues and the other. In a case like that, I think they can go above the rules and say, look, I know we don't usually do this, but
Can
it's
you hear me
obvious
now?
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah.
It's obvious both sides are having problems. They should, if they know it's both sides are having problems and it's not just some shenanigans, then let them restart the match and do it legit.
Well,
Yeah, but they didn't know
I
until
would-
like almost the match was over, right?
I
it's
would
not
only-
Well,
they
it
shut
happened 30
down.
seconds in, and with these matches, obviously you don't know the enemy's fits. You may not know who they'll primary, and so I know I talked to Suleiman of Tuskers, and I said, okay, like obviously you guys figured out like their disconnects, and I said, would you fairly try to restart the match? He said no, because PL would know the targets they were calling, they would know the ECM fits of their kitsunes, and he said it just wouldn't have been the same.
You'd
It
have to
wouldn't
do a
if it
complete
started at the
rematch.
beginning. Yeah, if it had started like at the very beginning, like first second in, like nobody's able to move, or like their modules are broken, or people just like instantly disconnect and like warp and explode out of the arena, then sure, like that would probably make a little more sense. But by 30 seconds, so much can be decided.
If it's massive disconnects on both teams, then I can understand. But generally, the only thing that would cause something like that would be something having to do with Eve servers themselves. If there's an actual problem with Eve servers, then yes, just for like integrity of the match, restart it. Like allow people to reban, rebring new ships, probably even give them like an hour break to go collect new ships from Jita or something like that. But if it's just people having
This is a
internet
known-
issues, you can't just restart the match. Like that shit happens, and it's
Yeah.
not.
I mean, look, it's a known rule, right? This is not a rule that they just happened to dig up out of the trash this year. It's a known rule that if what it is disconnects on the end of the user, okay? Even if it has something to do with, some internet provider hub connection mainline thing laying under the ocean someplace that only goes to one particular part of the world or anything like that, it just is what it is. It might as well be somebody outside unplugging your
Yeah,
thing.
but
Because
again,
the problem is that they cannot prove prove
They can't
anything.
prove
They
it's an
cannot prove that it
actual
wasn't
thing.
just
Yeah,
you
but
going,
then
oh my
I
God,
think,
we don't like
they
this
run
thing.
this-
Let me disconnect.
if CCP felt legitimately that this was not a thing, it was a legitimate across the board situation where people were dropping, they can make the call and say, look, we're gonna make this one time call. We can take this. But again, I'm absolutely against. So tired of zero tolerance bullshit. You know what? Make the call case by case. Have the brains and the smarts to say, look,
Absolutely not.
we got too many people dropping on both sides. We're going to roll this back. And you know what? You might be right, Raid. But you know what? Maybe there wasn't enough time in the fights to really sit there and be able to do, preempt the whole next match. Let them fight it out.
It
Like they
sucks.
should have.
But
It sucks for the people that it happened to. It absolutely does.
Again, I'm
because
talking
both of the teams that
if
were
it's
in
one-
there at
one
that
person
time.
or two people. But if you got 4 or 5 people that are dropping on both sides, let them start over.
It was
You can
number
make that
one. It
call.
wasn't 4 or 5 people on both sides.
4 or
Right.
5 total.
But I honestly, it's like I think the only place you can cut the line is like if there's a problem with Eve's servers, then
if their
yes,
cluster
because
shuts
that's on
down,
their
then
end,
yeah,
and
for
that's
sure.
not out of the player's control. Well, other stuff might be out of the
Correct.
player's control, but it's like that is a fault with CCP themselves, and then they should correct that. But if it's on any of the players' end, no matter how many or how many on each side, I'm sorry,
Or
you just gotta
if
let it
they,
run.
If they want to change the rules for the future, okay, to take something like this into account, that's a different story. But this year there was no choice, no choice, because those are the known rules. This is how you handle it. All right. Now, some people out there have made references to games like Dota and League of Legends and things like that, right? However, don't forget that these are things that are played on site, not
Right. They're a
necessarily
LAN
across
connection.
the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on a LAN connection and things
So
like
if
that.
there is
right?
any connection issues in like those settings where it's like it's a LAN connection, and so if there's any connection issues, that is local issue, and they will
least for
restart the
championships.
matches for that. But
Yeah,
that's
at least
what
for
I-
same as, like,
championships.
CS:GO
I'm sure that
tournaments.
during the course of the thing or whatever, there may have been some stuff that was strictly online or whatever. I have
No,
no idea.
all the regular season stuff they all play on site as well. So all of
it's all on site.
all
So there you go.
competitive of League of Legends and most of those things are all on site, and so it's all LAN connection. So those they will remake if there's a connection issue problem that caused things.
Same
But
with
that's
what do you
CS:GO, they
think-
do it there too. Like
That's
as soon as
actually
there's
cool
any
about that.
issue, they'll just restart it.
Dude, I have a good question about that. For like those Dotas and stuff on the site, is it bring your own PC or do they have all that?
No,
shit on
they
set up?
provide all the only things that you bring, like the players bring their own keyboards, their own mice, but the headsets,
All the hardware, like on the actual computer, is all
Yeah, well-
theirs, so it's equal.
keyboards and mice are the players, and the mouse pads. But
Yeah,
that's
but the
Right,
computer
it's
and
sponsored
monitor.
by
But the
Logitech,
headsets and the
bitches. I'm not
computer-
playing with your Microsoft key.
Yeah, but the headsets and the computers are all on-site provided, and they have to use those.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Now, what do you think about because now what people have said, in regard to that is should CCP for the Alliance tournament run the Alliance tournament up until basically what would be the finals, and then the finals are scheduled for FanFest. The way that they did, kind of the
Neymar
World
Championship.
versus China match or whatever the hell it was up there, and you
Neymar.
bring these people in, you pay for these teams to come there. Should CCP do that?
So the Alliance tournament has 10 players, and I don't know if you guys saw the stage for FanFest, but that barely held 2 teams of 4. And not only that, but it's not just 10 players, it's 10 players minimum plus any backups that they would have. So like I think PL mentioned they had like 40 people on their
the
team or whatever.
logistics would be impossible.
Yeah, so there'd be not only like, so if you have like 10, like, yeah, you can say, oh, we're only going to supply 10 guys. But then if certain pilots have certain skills for ships, because skills actually matter a lot in this, especially like, I guess now before fleet boost changes, like your fleet boost skills like actually really mattered in where you were at sitting in the chain. I don't know if you guys, like, I know Suetonia says he just has millions upon millions of SP, just blown on leadership skills for that, for just every little like percentage you can get. So
Yeah, but that part wouldn't be hard to get around. I mean, they can mirror your shit on Sissy. They could just do it on a local server too, right?
yeah, but you want to
Well,
lose them
what
on
Ray's
trank.
saying, I think that's actually a good idea. That say, okay, but look, you may have people that are specialized, but you got 10 people you can bring. All right, so you better make sure that you bring the 10 people that you think have the best chance of getting the job done for you. Now, if a couple have to be specialized for different things, that's fine. Hope that works out for you. That's your call as the captain of your team. You're bringing the 10 people they have the highest chance of getting you a win. And we're going to fly them down here, and you're going to play.
I think also if they do that, then they have to rearrange the schedule to then be in the March-April timeframe, because you can't do the Alliance tournament in October and then wait the 6 months because the metas change. Obviously, there's like in-game changes and whatnot.
Number
shit
one,
like that.
absolutely, yes, you can. Okay, because pretty much the same way that they did that, and I forget what it was called now, that War of the
March
Worlds
Championship?
thing. No, the thing where it was the
Last year
Tranquility
was a March
server versus
Championship.
Serenity server.
Yeah, and this year was a March
Two
Championship.
fan fests ago up there. Right. Okay. Remember, Tranquility was ahead in terms of our build, so we had to go back to the build that existed that Serenity had, and so you could backdate the build that is being used at the time. But yeah, I think somebody's saying they did it for the Amarian Championship, or they're saying something different about the Amarian Championship. But anyways, I don't know. It was, it's an idea. I think it's one of those things that could add to something like FanFest. However, as you say, the teams are so large. If you had to bring in just 10 per team, okay, which they could theoretically do, that, okay, 20 people in there to do this, they would probably spend more on bringing those people there and providing, accommodations and things along those lines than they spend on the entire Alliance tournament now.
Yeah, probably. And you're just saying that's just the 2 finalist teams. Because
those are the only ones that you would bring in. You would only bring in
You couldn't bring the
ones
whole
who
tournament.
qualified.
Like that would just be impossible.
No.
And you would never want to force people to like provide their own thing, because now all of a sudden that cuts out a massive amount of the pilots that you would probably want to have on your team anyway.
So I don't, so I honestly don't know what the good resolution to this is. It cannot be, all right. Well, if more than one person disconnects, or more than 2, or more than, that we're going to rerun the match, because if that's the case,
right,
EVE players are pretty good at doing things. I'm sure they can figure out how to disconnect themselves if they wanted to without it looking, like it is.
Well, and the thing with this is like these are not professional teams like that are owned by organizations that pay
Correct.
these players to play. These are just pickup teams of people doing it for free with hopes of winning prizes that are in-game prizes. Whereas all these other games like League of Legends, Dota, and all, and Counter-Strike and stuff, these are like actual legit gaming organizations that have paid professional players, and so they are able to be paid to move and live in the location where the on-site games are going to be happening, and you can't do that in EVE. So the only way to run these the Alliance tournament is just from people's home connections. And so it's like that's you can't make a LAN setting or anything like that. Like disconnects are going to be an issue pretty much every year somewhere.
And look, I totally imagine, okay? I know what people out there like to think about PL in terms of, they're elitist or whatever the heck it is, okay? And maybe they friggin' are, all right? But when you put as much work into something like the Alliance tournament, and not just them, okay, but any of these teams that get to that level and put that kind of, effort into it, it's got to be fucking heartbreaking. I mean, you just feel so let down over, over something like that happening. And I know that the idea is, you end up lashing out or what have you. But in this case here, the rules are the rules are the rules, and every one of those guys knew what those rules were.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I think that losing that match got them pretty tilted. So I don't want to say they.
In the last one.
Yeah, so I thought they seemed tilted. I don't know if they maybe didn't pick the best setup, but I thought it probably just losing that one to a DC, especially when I know PL was under the assumption that they were going to win it hands down, but I think they were probably pretty tilted.
Although, I do have to say about that last match, I was like, when I was watching, I was like, oh, because I was rooting for Tuskers. I was like, oh, they got it in the bag. When they had like pretty much everything about the 2 Bargus and the Drake down, you're like, oh shit, they got this. And then it's like, before like the first Bargus was like at half health, and it's like, wow, they've already killed half of Tusker's team by now. Like, holy shit, they might not do it. They might actually come back and win this.
Jay McLean would like you to
give
the definition for tilted.
It's a
it's actually Jay McLean. It's actually a pinball machine terminology.
It's like being triggered.
It's basically triggered. It's like you get so.
It's like when you do bad, like you have a bad match or you get mad at something, and so then it affects everything else that you do.
You
Yeah.
jerk the machine
And
too
a
hard,
pinball
and all of a
machine.
sudden it tilts,
Exactly.
and none of the
You
controls
just get
work
right
anymore.
so offset
Tell
and
me,
triggered
what
by
is on the
something
pinball
that
machine?
happened that you get
When
so
you do it in
pissed
the
off that
pinball
you stop
machine,
playing well.
You are trying to fuck it up to where it used to back in the days cause a
tilt?
yeah you can make
Oh!
it can create a situation where they would give you a free ball.
Up on the screen, it would go tilt. No. It did not give you a. It did. It did
Oh,
not
it
give
did
you a free
too?
ball.
Back before they started putting the circuitry for it, yeah, it did.
Tilting
yeah.
it
Oh,
would.
shit.
Uh,
Oh,
anyways,
fuck.
Yep.
Okay.
what?
Hold on. I have to go back and relook. I did not have Twitch alerts set, and I know someone else.
Chisumi.
She's
Okay, no,
subscribed for 3 months in a row.
okay,
Thanks.
Chisumi just
Thug
subscribed.
life.
Hold
Why
on,
am I so
I
terrible
gotta go
at
way
Eve?
back. I
It's
gotta
why
go
am
way.
I so terrible at Eve? I see it.
Yeah. Why am I so terrible at Eve? Subscribed for 14 months. Says God, I have no life.
Oh,
Thank
shit.
you, man. Sorry I missed your thing. I did not turn on the Twitch alerts, but I did catch it in the chat.
For Chi.
And
for
then
Chi,
we.
Chi for 3, which I know is like actually he must have missed a
He
subscription there
unsubbed and then
somewhere
started
along the line.
subbing again. But yeah,
Yeah.
Chisumi for 3 months. Thug Life for life.
But yep, and then 14 months, and fuck it, do a shot.
Yeah, shots.
We're not doing a shot for subscriptions, so you can't report us at Twitch. We're just doing a shot at the same time. We're saying thank you.
Yes. It's just when you subscribe, we remember that we should
But
probably
I
take a
do.
shot.
I was sitting there. We were trying to do because again, it's on Eve Radio, so it's like everybody's like, well, why are you doing that? The Alliance tournament's on. It's like, well, because that's when the time slot is. It's just what it is. Watching it and going, what the fuck? And then it was like, the last match. I'm sitting there going, oh, hold out, be the hero, and no, it just wasn't to be. But you know what? Props to them. They won.
Huskers is a really good team.
They are. I mean, you know what? For any for any of the teams that make it to that, number one, to make it to finals weekend, okay. Props to all of them. I want to give a big shout out to Phoebe Freeport Republic. I'm just going to say, I think that they are this year's tactical narcotics team.
I want to give a shout out to.
But actually, maybe more skillful in because I mean, look, I think that TNT. I think that we got lucky. I think that we had some legit wins, but we got farther than maybe what we should have. I think PFR maybe did a little bit of that this year, but we all love watching that. We love watching teams that just, man, they continue to go, and I think I think Phoebe really kind of although they got that word Phoebe in there, it's horrible. Everybody knows Phoebe is just terrible.
Dirt.
The
I like to
Phoebe
give a
from
shout out to
Friends.
Pasty because Pasty, I'm like 90%
Pasty?
sure didn't. Pasty.
Can we pronounce it like
It's
the idiots
pasty.
who don't know language?
It's
Pasty?
pasty.
Pasta?
It's Finnish. It's pasty.
Pasty?
Pasty.
Paste?
But it's
Pasty.
P-A-I-S-T.
I don't care. It's
Pastelli?
Finnish. I don't care. It's pasty.
Aren't pasties those things they put on strippers'
Pasty?
nipples?
Those are tasties.
Those are pasties. Oh, tasty pasties. Oh man, what if they made flavored pasties called tasty pasties? Holy shit!
Tasty pasties.
Somebody copyright
You
that
know
and
those are a
trademark
thing
it
in
right
England,
now.
right? Shut up.
I'm going to Shark Tank
But
with
no,
that.
so I'm 90% sure. So Pasty made top 8, and I'm 90% sure they didn't practice at all, and they were drunk the whole time. They just had like a really good captain, which was not Lako, because Lako was in Japan,
Here's
and
the
they
thing.
were
definitely
just like
something
drunk
I
as
want to
fuck
know.
Finns.
Definitely something I want to know. When the first weekend comes around, okay, and the commentators are there that first weekend, and every time they say Pasty, and then the guy sitting next to them says fucking Pasty, and the Twitch channel says, "Are you people stupid? It is called Pasty. It is even spelled pasty." And then by the time you get to the final weekend, they're still saying pasty, like they can't even
I mean,
learn.
so if you think of the COF Alliance, COF, we called them COF the whole time, and eventually they came into local, and they're like, "Can you guys pronounce it COF?" That's how we refer to ourselves. We're like, "Oh, okay. I mean, I guess
That's
makes
a
sense."
different story. That's
It is,
look,
but, like,
if you
a
want to
lot of
pretend
people-
that your three initials make a sound, that's fine.
But I mean, that's what people. I mean, especially the player names too. Like Lucy Liu, they kept calling Lucy, and it's like, no, that's Lucy Liu. He's a Russian player. He deliberately made his name that. And so, like, obviously, you want to be respectful of the way people say their names, whether it's good or bad or what
Exactly.
the fuck ever.
Well, and that
But
should
it's
be one
hard-
of the things, especially on the final weekend, where it's like, look, these are the teams we've got coming in here. You know, do we know how to pronounce this? Everybody's pronouncing Gila like they're a goddamn Mexican. Okay, they get these other names generally right. All right. It's like, can't you figure out how to do it? And once it's been pointed out literally 3,000 fucking times in the Twitch channel, learn from it. Like, somebody there at CCP should be going, hey guys, by the way, you keep saying pasty.
So sometimes Twitch chat doesn't
we know
care.
that you're like are eye blind, okay? You know, like
No,
you can't
sometimes
see
Twitch-
eyes.
Yeah, sometimes Twitch chat like pronounces it wrong themselves, or they have no fucking clue, and sometimes they don't care.
Yeah, but that was not one of those cases. And there were other cases where I can understand how you're mispronouncing a particular name, but that
Like
just,
Lo
that just seemed to carry
Shalupin
on.
or whatever the fuck their name is. I always
Losek
mispronounce
Naya
their name.
Shalupin. I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus
like-
Christ. I mean, hooked on goddamn phonics. These are all Americans there,
What?
except for the
Huh?
Aussie guy. Just get hooked on phonics. Hooked
No.
on phonics.
Is that even a thing anymore?
No, but people, but see, and this is one of the problems with education is that it would be easier if people just got hooked on to goddamn phonics, because then at least they'd be able to pronounce some shit. But anyways,
enough.
now we have not talked about this in either of the last couple of weeks. I tried to refrain from it myself this year in Twitch chat. I do know that I have on occasion joked a little bit about Apothy and his tight t-shirts and things like that. Given that this is the premier kind of community thing sponsored by CCP, how should people be dressed?
However
should
they want.
commentators from the
However they
want
want.
to?
However they want. Because the moment you start requiring
Are
dress
they
codes where
representing
they all have
themselves
to
or
look,
are they representing
No.
CCP in the game?
No, they're representing themselves. They are called there as player commentators. So if you require everyone to look like chess or moderator, which while they did look spiffy, they decided to do that on their own. That was their choice. But once you start requiring people to do that, then you start alienating people who don't really care to buy or wear whatever the fuck is required, and then it becomes obnoxious, and then it starts to look
Suits are almost
forced
over
and
the top.
fake.
Look, I don't
Suits
care
are
about
almost
suits.
over the top, right?
2 years ago, when we first saw Podly, we said, look, at least make a bunch of team shirts, let's say staff or something on the back, and have them wear those staff shirts while doing this. It's something that ties them all together. They all look the same. You don't have a variety of different colors and stuff going on. I'm fine with that. There doesn't really be suits. I don't think mandatory, but just make a bunch of staff shirts that they wear. Put on air, with on video. That should fix it. There's no problems. I mean, to me, it just makes it look good.
Now, somebody just made the reference out there. We're going to throw it back because obviously we're on a bit of a delay here because in case Dirk says something stupid, the Matani can cut us all off. But somebody says, met an Erica, but her name was spelled AIRWRECKA. No
Erica.
bullshit. Okay. Hey, you know what? If you're hooked on phonics, you still get Erica out of that. That's why
Yeah,
phonics
Erica.
are so fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really hung up on that phonics thing, huh?
Sveeple. The V matters. But no, look, I don't expect them to dress in suits. I know that that's certain ones playing it up a bit. And I'm not here to criticize the guys who either A, didn't know, or B, wanted to represent who they truly were. Because again, nothing against streamers or anything like that, but those are their personas, right? But you're not really there to rep your persona, are you?
Yeah,
You're there,
you are.
You're there to
You're not
to rep the
CCP,
premier
like,
thing for CCP.
You got to be respectful to CCP, but you're not there as a CCP employee. You're not there to represent CCP.
But-
You're there to represent the players.
Right,
So if someone wants to like cosplay or wear, like people who do role playing stuff, or they want to dress up as their alliance, or what the fuck ever, they have like their alliance logo on their shirts, and they can do that. It's not a big deal. Honestly, don't know why
Yeah,
people
but
find
there's some courtesy, too,
or even
like-
want to waste time criticizing
mean-
people's what they wear. Nobody
don't-
had
yo.
anything inappropriate. Nobody had anything offensive. I honestly don't know why we're talking about it. This isn't like E News 24 or what the fuck ever.
The thing is,
Well,
like,
look,
Do you
I
know
will
why
say this.
moderator's shirt was untucked when he was wearing a waistcoat?
Probably because he wanted it untucked. Maybe he
Really?
thought it was.
Do
Maybe
you
he thought it
think
was
you-
more comfortable.
Do you think he was representing long kind of tails on a shirt?
I don't know. I don't know
Is
what
that
he was
normally
doing.
what he wears? I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I thought he would
feel-
wear more cardigans based on the one photo I saw of him.
I thought Zervox was keeping it real. I mean, yeah, look, I think he was keeping it real. I think he was representing himself.
see, the thing is, like, when it comes to like that, like Rain had it right, like it's player commentators. If I mean, the professional commentators, especially for like other games, they might wear like suits and stuff, but that's because they're like professionally paid to like be there to represent the commentation. Whereas like these are players that are there. I guess all the commentators got flown out by CCP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was
So,
paid
but I
for
mean,
by
like other than
CCP.
that, it's like it's a little bit more of like a
They
lax.
got
Like,
their rooms. I mean,
they got their
look,
rooms,
it
but all the
was a covered
CCP
junket.
guys had their CCP gear on, but the player commentators were just like, I'm sure if they went in there in some like wife beater with like, they'd probably be like, you should probably put something on a little bit different, but it's like t-shirts. I mean, whatever. I don't think anyone watching the
Look,
Alliance tournament is so.
I don't wanna-
If moderator
anyways.
wore a wife beater, that would have been fine because that would have been like, God damn, bro, hanging fucking West Coast.
I mean, it's just.
I don't want to infringe on nobody's style or what. But look, they're gonna fly you out there. You're taking part in their event. Y'all are doing this thing. It's cool. It's for the game. Yeah, you're
Yes,
getting
sir, and we
commentators. But
Yep.
you know what?
Syrian.
Again, give them all a shirt. Have them all wear the same shirt or something. That way, there's no reason for you don't have to have a certain dress code with them, but just give them a shirt that says guest commentator or something. Staff. Let them have something they can all wear, and you don't have to worry about like who might become inappropriate or who might look, ramshackled compared to somebody else.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not bringing this up that people shouldn't be able to express their individual style and whatnot, right? I'm bringing this up more from CCP's perspective that this is the literal biggest thing that anybody watches on CCP's Twitch channel throughout the year, right? I mean, this is the Alliance tournament.
Well, I'm saying that I'm kind of.
It's not about what the players want.
I don't want to see
the
I don't want to see
commentators.
your
It's about what
personal-
CCP wants in order to present their thing.
That's good. I
fine.
guess I am saying that. I don't want to see your personal style when you're commentating on these things. You're there invited to
Hold
come
on,
do
Jay.
this thing, and to be part of this thing. It's like at an after show or something. You want to dress up like a hooligan or whatever it may be. What you want to do, totally fine with that. But when they're putting this together and they're trying to have some professionalism, then you know what? Yeah, I don't care about what your style or what you feel might not be something you're comfortable wearing, as long as it's not something that is, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, a
So
T-shirt is totally
you're
fine.
actually distracted by like what people are wearing.
I'm just saying that you're trying to, when you're there invited as a guest to do this, you're basically getting a paid vacation to come out and do something fun. You know what? Get along to get along. I'm not. You don't have to cry about because you can't be yourself, personal. Style wise.
Look, and again, don't get me wrong. They weren't required. Okay, CCP didn't tell them you have to do this or anything like that. I'm just saying maybe it's something that that we should think about. That representing the game at the highest level that the game is represented out there as to the to the public and even the players at the time. It might just be something to to consider.
I mean, there's even dress codes.
And then again, maybe it not.
Most-
Yeah,
most-
fucking
That's
dumb.
fucking stupid.
But no, it's not stupid because most sports,
Have paid
Uh,
Sports or
professionals.
sports?
Most sports have paid professionals commentating on things rather than players.
no, just the players. I'm talking about just the players. When you show up to the game, you show up in a suit and tie. When you leave the game, you leave in a suit and tie.
Are you talking about like
Last
real
I checked,
sports
they
or
usually wear
esports?
uniforms, like their
No, that's
football
during
gear.
the game.
Or...
That's during the game.
You're
Yeah.
obviously talking about regular sports then, not esports.
Well-
Because if you look at esports, like those guys dress just how they normally dress.
Well,
and
yes,
they
but
show
that's-
up
that's a little
wearing
different.
whatever. But we're
But-
talking about an esport.
But now look at the commentators. Though the commentators, they will wear event shirts and stuff.
Christopher
Not
Wow
it-
is saying he's gonna apply
when?
next year and wear a giant space potato. Or giant potato. I
would
agree.
love to see that.
I'm from Idaho. I can't say anything's wrong with about potatoes, but
Yeah,
Even the commentators in like CS:GO finals and stuff are wearing what the fuck ever they want. They're not wearing suits and ties. Like nobody gives a shit. Nobody's distracted by that crap.
Nobody said it has to be suit and tie. I'm just saying, everybody wearing like I said, a staff shirt or something.
Anyway, it's about time for shots.
Yeah, I do want to throw a shout out. I want to throw a shout out to to the commentators actually and the staff from CCP that were putting this together, but namely to the commentators. Look, it is not an easy job. Okay, if it was, there would have been more people who were applying for it. The audience that is watching is absolutely fucking brutal. All right, I mean, again, I held my comments back. It's not directed at any one individual. Okay, please, don't get me wrong, but even their commentating styles or what it is the people out in the audience think they fucking knew or didn't know. You know what? Props to them. They got on Eve's biggest stage and were able to talk about what was going on in this tournament. Props to CCP for putting it on. Props to the player commentators that were there for being able to carry the stream through. I think that they did a good job and better than almost everybody in a Twitch stream could have done.
Yeah, it was actually really funny
Shot.
watching people in Twitch chat who think they knew anything about commentating. It's like absolutely hilarious, especially because of like I always think of Chesser and everyone shits on Chesser, and Chesser actually knows so much. And the little part that he doesn't know, people will always shit on him for. But there's some things that like Twitch chat just absolutely
People
doesn't
don't
know.
shit on Chesser for what he doesn't know. They
You kidding me?
shit
Every
on
time-
Chesser for what he says.
Yeah,
Twitch
whenever
chat
he says
shits on
something
everyone
wrong.
for anything.
Well, number one, Twitch chat shits on everyone. Okay?
Twitch
But
chat
number
is
two,
all about
on
nitpicking
Chesser,
anything you could possibly pull out from anywhere.
Yeah.
Chesser talks about a lot of stuff, and the majority of it he's at least remotely right about.
Absolutely.
Everyone else just like nitpicks like every little thing. That's just like, nah, bruh. How about you go back to mining and high sec, and then
I don't
let
think
the
that he
PvPers
needs to
talk
be
about
as
PvP.
kind of demeaning to certain teams as as he is. We all know that
That's
there are
just
teams.
that's just
who are-
commentator banter. Everyone
Yeah,
has their own
no,
style.
it's
Picks on
actually
people.
I think a shtick for him right now. I think that's part of his shtick. That yes, I am an elitist PvPer, so I'm going to do this. All right. I just.
But I
think
mean,
it's shtick.
even if you look at like commentators who don't commentate for CCP, like everyone just kind of will make fun of like certain ship pilots or like certain E-War, like usually it's ECM. Like everyone just kind of has their thing, and Chester's just more vocal about it, especially since he's on stage in front of everyone to do it.
You know what? And I look. I thought he was a sharp dressed man. Okay, I did. I thought his tie on the last day was a little. I don't know. I don't think he needed to go there. I thought that was kind of a little. I don't know, just messed up. But whatever. I mean, he's a good looking man. I hope he's going to Vegas because I may
He
have
is.
something for him at the
He'll
Hard
be
Rock.
there.
Moderator?
Not moderator. I wouldn't put myself on moderator. Not because moderator's a bad-looking gentleman or anything
Oh,
like
shit, I was
that.
like, well,
but
he's in
because,
chat
but
now,
because I am
he's-
specifically
you're calling him out?
targeting the backside of other people this year.
Anyway, so we've been on Alliance Tournament for about 40 minutes.
No, we haven't. No.
Yeah. You did like
Wow.
10 minutes of intro, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I was
Well,
saying, like, we
took
have
a
other, like,
serious side
It's
note when
important.
we start talking about what people are wearing. But
Well,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can't count this as
it's Openscom's fashion edition.
I was
I do want to make an announcement in case anybody, while we're transitioning, I'm just going to give a little short thing right here. When it was announced that, let me find it here. So it was announced a while back, right, that if you were subscribed to EVE Online and you stayed subscribed to EVE Online through November 8th, okay, the Omega expansion. I'm sorry, the Ascension expansion. That you would be able to get a Gnosis battle cruiser, the Curious Apotheosis shuttle, a new skin designed for the Gnosis, and a special edition armor suit and goggle set. Okay, now
Can I
a
wear
new
it?
skin designed for the Gnosis. Now
Oh,
it
so it's
didn't
for my
tell you. It
character.
didn't tell you what it was, and as far as I knew, it hadn't been announced out there what it was going to be. But I did get an email the other day for one of my accounts that if you resubscribe now, you will get a Crimson Harvest Gnosis skin. So I don't think that had been announced out there prior to these emails going out. I could totally be fucking wrong. All right. But for those of you who have been, subscribed all this time or resubscribed because of the email you got, that Gnosis skin is going to be this like juicy, like cool red fucking
Ooh.
Gnosis skin.
How juicy?
It's like actually a pretty nice looking shit. I can't because it's in an email, but it's actually a
I
pretty
still
nice
think
looking
skins
skin.
are pretty lame because
I love
you
skins.
but you never see them. Like I don't like.
I know.
Unless you're
I'm
solo
I'm the
flying.
same thing. I'm trying to play up to the crowd that like zooms in and looks at their skin and goes, "Oh man, I'm hard."
No, I like
I don't
skins.
ever see them, but
I-
whatever.
Like
It
I
was
do it
fu-
on the underdog, but once we start doing stuff, I don't.
No, like, because I got the skin, like, way back when I was saying, like, please someone send me the purity skin for the Ark, and I was like, I'll pay whatever price, I don't give a fuck. Mutekin sent me one for free, and I was like, nice, I got one. And then I logged in and I saw that someone sent me one. He's like, oh, I heard on a show, this is like 3 weeks after the show, he's like, I heard on the show you wanted this, and he sent me a contract for, some price. And And I was
Now,
like,
people out there saying, I saw
like, I
that
already
the
got
Blood Raider
one.
skin is already viewable in game. If you ever want to know what skins are coming, Dirk, if you ever want to know what skins are coming out, just look at the ship. I'm just saying, I didn't know that the skin that you were going to be getting for frickin' free for your "Hey, I'm a loyal Omega" was going to be a Crimson Harvest skin.
I like it. But I got that skin. I took it because I was like, I'll put it on my alt, my high-sec JF ult.
So if you ever are
I feel
on
like I'm
CC,
actually breaking news on this because quite
No.
honestly, everything lately has been related
No.
to.
I did not know about the
casinos
Gnosis
and
skin. I'm
shit.
excited for it. I like the
If
Gnosis
you,
Exactly. I know I'm
if you
breaking it
ever
with you.
log
I know
into
I'm breaking it with
CC,
BC. I know I'm
you
breaking
can
it with
literally
Sullivan.
see what's
Reigns
coming out.
She knew.
you can literally see what's coming out, and I'm 90% sure they sent that in an email as well. So just log
That's
into
where I got it. I
CC
got
whenever
it in
you're
an
like,
email 2
oh, I
days
wonder what's
ago.
coming in the even next expansion or what the fuck ever.
I like
Almost
that
always
skin
on
in the
CC.
Twitch chat, by the way. Well, Chris Wow linked it to me, and I relinked it.
Oh, that looks hot.
Looks a lot better than the Cold Steel skins.
Is that the Crimson
Should've called
Harvest,
it-
the red one?
Yeah.
They should have
Red
done
on
Gnosis
black.
and Steel.
It's like dark gray, actually.
People think the Gnosis is a really cool looking fucking ship. I don't know. I just think it's fucking goofy looking, but whatever.
No,
Whatever.
it's
It's a
all
free. It's
artsy
a
and
free
shit.
like all bonuses and Eve ship, so it's like cool.
It's like a sculpture
It's
that's
actually
flying
hard
in
to fight
space.
because of that, because you never know really how it's fit.
All right, before shit gets totally fucking out of hand, okay? Because
show?
we're grown-ups and we recognize that this show in like the last half hour and stuff like that gets crazy.
Right.
I want to bring up. Last week we talked about this whole like EULA change and RMT bans and other forms of bans and stuff like that. So if you want to hear about like the actual low down dirty on that, go back and listen to last week's show. But 2 days after last week's show here, the Meta Show came out. Also apparently on this channel. I did not know that the Meta Show was on the Matani.com Twitch. I thought it was us and Talking in Stations, but apparently the Meta Show is also here. I'm not sure if they snuck that in or what, but it was a full-on motherfucking smugfest rage out. All right, over this entire casino thing, which I expected, and everybody out there should have expected it. What, Rain? I'm looking at you, and you're laughing, and
So if you look
It's
at
'cause of the
DC's
cat.
camera, he's holding a cat. So I typed to him, "Yeah, DC, show me that pussy." In which
Banned,
case he
fined.
types "LOL."
That's a fact. That did happen.
exactly. I had mine on my lap the other day,
She likes how you stroke it.
and then she went upstairs to have pizza. But whatever.
Well, I'm nice to my pussy.
I'm gonna say this. All right. If by now you have not figured out that what is said on the Meta Show is for two audiences. One, their people. It is designed to sit there and be like, look how we're talking about those other people. But it is also designed for those other people. It is there to get those other people, the others, okay, to react in such a way that makes them laugh. That makes the Matani laugh. I mean, it is bait. You are throwing bait out there onto the field.
Which people are we talking about now? Because there's too many of those people.
Well, hold on.
Those
We
people
need
are
those people.
non-imperials.
In the case of those people, and look, I went back after the fact. I typically can't listen to the Meta Show when it's live, only because I'm just not available at that moment. But I went back, I listened to it. I've got 2.5 pages of handwritten sloppy Dirk writing notes here, because I thought that there were things in there that were I don't want to say over the top, because look, the Meta Show is always over the top. That's how it's designed. It is meant to be that way. But I saw the reaction that happened after the fact. Now, my first reaction to the reaction was, are you serious? You took the bait and then you responded? Oh, when did you respond? You responded in the middle of the Meta Show? So even during the Meta Show, they actually talked about it? Did Rain just lose her power or turn off the
I
lights?
don't know what happened. My lights turned
No,
off.
she didn't lose her power because
So
her
you on
computer's
battery
still
backup
on.
now, or?
I don't know what's going
Your
on.
bulb
Be right back.
burnt out. That's the only.
The calls are coming from
I don't know
inside
if
the
it
house.
did though.
That's the only. Did you not turn the light switch off?
But anyways.
Your room still has power.
So I do want to go through a couple things here, okay? Because even though somebody might be using, kind of all this shit to be able to say what it is they want to say and whatnot, it doesn't mean that shit's not wrong, right? And for all those people out there that are on other channels, or even if they're on this channel or wherever the hell it is they're from, okay, I'm gonna say this: I'm not in the Imperium anymore, okay? We're still on TMC because you know what? TMC doesn't make us not say whatever the hell it is we want to say. They've got no content, control over this in any way, shape, or form. If they did, they probably would have said, "Dirk, don't ever come back after January 1st of this year." But what I'm going to say is this: the whole idea, okay, of linking, say, Bob Mon from Eve News 24 to Naiden from Crossing Zebras. Number one, that's just bad right there. All right. Mainly from the standpoint that Naiden was never a banker for I Want ISK, all right? Whereas Bob Mon was. Bob Mon has been called out for A, having been a banker, B, having stood up to, and then getting burned down by CCP Pellegro at FanFest, over his relationship to I Want ISK.
Yeah.
But more than that, look. You can disagree with Niden, however you want to pronounce his name. No, it's actually Niden, but I just can't do that. I go with Niden. He's the editor of Crossing Zebras. They write whatever the hell it is they write, right? To be able to link these people together just because of some common affiliation with the fact that they were supported by this casino or that casino or whatever, big fucking deal. All right. Both come from competing organizations. They are competitors to the Matani.com or the new, Imperium News Network or whatever. But that's really where the connection ends. So to lump them together is just, it's silly and it's propaganda. But as we all know, every part of propaganda has several lies that are buried in a bunch of truths or a bunch of believabilities, that are in there, right? And that's what makes propaganda
stereotypes don't
so
come
good.
around out of nothing.
Right. Now, one of the things that came up in there, right? Because we know that the Matani.com not really the Matani.com, really Imperium, side of things, okay, have been very anti-casino, right? Well, were they always anti-casino? Well, if you listen to the Boat on that show, okay, he goes into talking about when Evening Games came out, all right?
Right.
And makes it sound as though, you know what? We were anti-casino even back then. All right, well, let me say this. Summer Blink got shut down in August of 2014. They were really the primary casino at the time. EVE Online Hold'em, I think, was around, but really for the masses out there,
they were the
Summer Blink
vast
was the
majority of where everyone went to gamble.
Right. Now, they got shut down. All right, they got shut down in a slightly different way than what we, than what we saw here. But it was, kind of, it was connected to a whole, is this real money trading? And then, but whatever. Boat said this, and I'm going to quote: "Evening Games was designed at its core with the idea that if they are not going to ban it, meaning if CCP was not going to ban this whole idea of casinos and things like that, then again, quote, let's run this bitch into the ground. Goons have done this for generations." And then he goes on to talking about kind of some various ways that goons, have basically taken what we would consider to be broken mechanics or broken whatever, all right, and proving to CCP how broken they were by taking it to the nth degree, all right. Maybe one of the ways of one of the examples of that would be let's say Sentry Drone Assist. That would be one of those things, okay? Or coming up and saying, hey, look, you got something broken over here in your mechanic, and the only way to prove that to you is to really show how much money we can make off of it in the process. But the fact of the matter is that they created that site at a time when it was right on the heels of Summer Blink going down, when other organizations out there were scrambling to fill the void of Summer Blink going down, all right? And I've got the thing here. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll link it. Okay, so this right here is the actual announcement of the Evening Games Club going live, okay? Nowhere in this announcement does it talk anything about how they were anti-casino or anti-gambling or anything like that, all right? Nowhere in the comments, even by people affiliated with the organization, does it talk about anything like that. Because at the time they were not. At the time they were just trying to take advantage of it. And that's fine. That's the way we all kind of were. We all liked the idea that, like, believe me, the community out there were like, up in arms over Summerblink and shit for like much weaker stuff than what we have seen lately.
Oh, yeah.
All right. But nobody was against it back then, or nobody who's against it now was really claiming to have been against it back, the way it was back then. So I'm sorry. Okay, I love Boat. I'm definitely going to have multiple drinks with Boat if he still loves me. Okay, out in Vegas and whatnot. But what he said that day on the show was flat out non-fact checkable.
The thing with the Imperium, I mean, I'm throwing words in people's mouths right here, I guess, but it's like when it comes to Mittani, like all the Imperium stuff, it's like, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the online gambling sites until it caused their downfall of all their space. The second that the casinos funded the war that kicked their ass, now they have a problem with all the casinos.
And
Yeah, but that's
and
people should have had a
and I'm
problem
gonna
with
say
it before
this.
that.
And I'm not saying that like the casinos
Hold on,
weren't a
Pork
problem.
Butt-
I'm
Pork
just
Butt's
saying
saying
it
that
wasn't
quoting
until that problem showed up at their
hold on.
expense that it was a problem for them.
Pork Butt is saying quoting Boat is kind of weak, though, for supporting your arguments. Okay, look, I'm sorry. He was on the show that day. He was saying these things out loud. People heard him, all right? The fact of the matter is I understand the propaganda level of things, but let's cut through the shit. And I totally believe that the Mittani has every right to be out there smugging it up. Okay, because they were one of the only groups out there, okay, who were against this shit, okay? However, it wasn't in 2014. It was when the certain casinos, and this is another one of the things I want to get to here, but certain casinos and certain bankers within those casinos decided that they were going to change the model of what casino money was doing. Casino money was making people rich, and they were being benevolent with it, okay? That started way back with Summerblink and other organizations, all right? However, once that model changed and it began to affect in-game realities, I know the oxymoron that fucking is, okay? That is when things began to change. Yes, it went against the Imperium in that regard, okay? But I have no problem with the fact that they're out there smuggling it up, because they were on the right side of history when it came down to what CCP ultimately ended up doing with the casinos. That being said, the other major thing that went on, actually there's two other major things, but we'll get to the last one. Well, we'll get to the last one last. Saying that anybody who took money from any of these gambling sites, okay, was a cheater or took dirty money is absolutely not true. All right. The dirty money that was related to these casinos was related to real money trading. These casinos were making money hands over fist. Okay. Whether it was iWantISK or whether it was EveBet or whether it was any of the other organizations out there, they were absolutely supported by CCP in being able to do what it was that they were doing. That was, as far as CCP was concerned, legal. All right. Just because you were a streamer, or just because you were a charity, or just because you were some other news service out there that was benefiting from the largesse of these casinos, and you took money from them, ISK from them, does not mean that you got dirty money. That was actually clean money. It was clean money earned through approved operations of CCP.
Right, yeah.
The money that was dirty was the money that ended up getting real money traded.
Yeah, exactly.
And I understand Pork Butt's article today that it really clouds what may have been dirty or wasn't, or whatever, because of the way that they could wash money through that system, and that taints all of it and whatnot. But the fact of the matter was that there were people out there who were gambling, who were bringing profits to these organizations. Okay, not all of it was completely dirty. But the other thing, and this was the thing that I was probably most disappointed on, okay? The Care for Kids charity thing, all right? Before casinos were the big fucking money sponsoring things and whatnot, related to these things, we sat there and we told, we said, hey, look, you know what? Take a look at this Care for Kids thing. Okay, this is before they had an alliance. It was before any of that stuff. It was when they were just trying to, help out some kids in hospitals and whatnot. it was basically made, the point was made that, are there even any of these sick kids? You know what? The real world charity kind of thing, okay? Or we're all giving in-game items or Plex or, whatever it was we were doing. Look, yes, there were sick kids out there, okay? CCP, has been involved on that side of things, all right? What they did with the Alliance is completely freaking different. But to conflate it all as though it was, well, this might actually be a scam. There may be no sick kids out there. It's like, seriously, come on. But anyways, so
Everybody
for those
knows you
people
don't
out there-
help sick kids through charities. It's through likes on Facebook. Everybody knows that.
you know what the Matani did not get? He did not get any kind of I'll say props for. Okay, which is one of the things that I actually wrote down here. Is I find it interesting that at no time during that entire thing did Matani criticize CCP. He did not go after CCP, which in actuality is really one of the things that should be gone after when criticizing what ultimately happened with casinos. And I don't mean just their banning, but I mean, if you really believe that the casinos were a source of bad for this game, okay, and led to a number of these problems and really, and who knows, maybe even put CCP in a legally questionable position, well, then you would have thought that mentioning CCP and their support of casinos and third-party gambling and things like that would have been things. But he didn't do that.
You
Now,
talk
I
about,
ch-
you talk
I
about it
chalk
like
that up
there's
to,
groups
like-
out there that think casinos were a good thing for the game or something.
There are people out there that think that, okay? And you know what? There is a portion of them that were. But when you take them in their totality, I think that what they've done with Eve is probably not good. But that's just like anything else, okay? The Ishtar was never an OP ship until somebody decided to use them in the ways and in the quantities that Ishtars became.
Yeah, but that's fine to exploit things like that in game. That's like because that's part of the game mechanics. But having a casino that's third party and then you're taking all the ISK and Eve, like no one corporation or group should have that kind of power.
And no pork butt.
Hey, y'all hear me?
Pork butt says it's a branding problem.
Let
They
me
tied
just,
a bunch
can I
of
just say
sticks.
this? And I gotta run, man.
Okay.
And I mentioned this when this stuff's happened. Look, I think it did get out of hand. When you could have this entity go and manipulate a war, if you consider that a hand. Okay, but look on the other hand, I liked the idea of these things because it just showed. It showed what is one of the biggest selling points of this game, and that is this game gives players the abilities to go out and do things, and create things in this game and around this game and tied to this game that other games do not really. And this was an example of it, of people that can take entrepreneurial type style thing.
So you're a supporter of IS Boxer?
Well, no.
Oh God.
That's totally different. That's
Oh,
totally different.
Jesus.
Oh, that's totally
not-
different because that was somebody who was taking on some entrepreneurial things that
That's-
actually
hold on.
worked within the game and
No,
were
because-
And
supported throughout.
casino's a
Hold
bad
on,
example
hold on,
because
hold
you
on,
can
wait,
do this
no,
with other
hold on.
games.
I'm not gonna argue with you about that shit because you're talking somebody created a third party project to manipulate and hack code to facilitate, macro botting. No,
There's no
that's different.
hack code with that. We're not talking about
Yes.
botting. We're talking about IS Boxer.
And we're talking about I'm talking about somebody who's gone out and they create this kind of third party third player content that is fun for a lot of people. And the problem was, again, they're inevitably get to the point where they have so much money going that it creates a situation. And I hate that happened, but the basic idea, I really wish more people were happy with the idea because, again, it shows what this game has got really good for, which is allowing players to kind of go out and create, content for this game and for the players. This is just another version of that content that's now being, redacted because we couldn't get in control of it.
In some ways, anything in moderation is just fine. Okay, but we know Eve is one of those games. And actually, you know what? Really, quite frankly, the world is one of those things where anything that you can do in moderation that actually makes you money, anything that benefits you in moderation, well, guess what? Let's push it to the point where it is out of sight.
Yep.
You know, and maybe that's what happened here. Maybe because I remember the rage back during the days of Summer Blink. I remember the rage over things that were much simpler and, God, certainly not as you know, significant as where casinos ended up going to. And the community raged. You know, CSM were involved with the bringing down of Summer Blink because of, God, he had dotted line tangential stuff related to real money trading and all that kind of bullshit.
Guys, look what I have.
But anyways, we'll go. What?
No, can you see it?
Oh no, sorry, I'm not watching it on.
So,
I
oh my
relinked
god,
it.
So
Is that a skin?
describe it, or you know.
it's a Katie's.
Wait,
Oh,
someone
cool.
gave you a fucking Alliance tournament ship?
Yeah.
What? What?
It's okay, I'm giving it back.
Can you get one for me?
No, I'm giving it back.
No, don't give it back. Are you
Boobless.
stupid?
No! Friendship is
no,
worth
she
more
does
than
this
is.
whole goddamn thing where she lets people trade it to her, and then she like YouTubes it. She's like, "Look, it's somebody giving me something really expensive, and then I'm gonna give it back."
I wish people
And
do that to
and
me.
pisses
It would
people
work
off
one
when they
time
do that.
because I would.
Corpse Bay! Oh my god! It's so cute!
I wish
But
people do
the-
that. I wouldn't give
The
it back. And
corpse
then
bay is cute.
Despite the fact that I disagree
But
with
you
a
put
number of
corpses in
things
there.
that the Matani said on Saturday, okay, and certainly Boat, okay, you know, who got totally taken by fucking Apophany on, seriously, you think somebody's going to admit to real money trading $15,000 worth of ISK like on Reddit so you can read it? For God's sakes. But anyways, the other thing that really bothered me is it's like, seriously, after all this time of watching the Meta Show, you don't realize he is trying to get you to bite. And yet you bite. You're like Trump when Hillary Clinton says, "I'm wearing pants, so you can't touch my vagina." I mean, it's just like, and then Trump bites on it, and for the next 7 fucking days, that's all he talks about. So, I mean, I don't understand why people get all upset when when the Matani is the Matani on the Meta Show.
I missed the analogy though.
Yeah, I know.
All I heard was
But-
pants and
but-
vagina,
But it totally had
Wait.
to do with Trump being able to bite on bait. Okay,
You were talking about penises and vaginas again?
no pants
no,
and
I'm
vaginas.
trying not
Like
Oh, pants.
Yeah,
I thought
Pants
you
are
said-
the
yeah,
barrier
it
to
was
vaginas,
last-
like-
it was last night. We all know why Hillary wore pants on stage with Trump, right? So that he couldn't reach out and.
oh shit!
you-
Don't
you
no.
cut
It's like TeamSpeak like censor Dirk.
TeamSpeak is censoring Dirk
It's
automatically.
censored and
This is
Burberry's like
amazing.
it's like she wore pants so Trump couldn't reach out and touch her. Like
This is amazing. Did you upgrade your TeamSpeak specifically
oh
to censor
man,
Dirk?
did you get the fucking like PG-13 TeamSpeak or something?
Got the TeamSpeak ban hammer.
Shit. That was pretty
And
good.
he's gone. And it's gone.
He'll be
Everyone
back.
say bad things about Dirk.
He'll be back.
He's gonna try and read our lips probably. But yeah, fuck that Dirk guy, right?
Well, I mean, like,
Oh, now would be the time to tell the viewers that we were gonna change the show to the DDR show, but now Dirk's staying, so we can't do that.
wait, the DDR show.
Yeah, because it was gonna be Drunk, Drayden, and Rain, DDR.
Oh shit, dude, that's yeah, DDR3. DDR3. We could be the DDR3. I couldn't think of anything that makes RAM fit into that. So, but that's old school news. We wouldn't want to be old school. We want to be DDR5, which isn't out yet.
Well, we would see. Yeah, there's no way to do it because then you'd have to add more guests, which would then change the acronym.
Yeah. Well, you got that one guy that was gonna come on. That's DDR4. Damn, we're up to.
Oh,
we're
that's
current,
right.
We're current. Anyway.
And Rain, who was the other guy? Oh, Darkwild.
Yeah, Darkwild.
Fuck your TeamSpeak. That's two separate.
that's not
it's either
my
A-
TeamSpeak.
Automatically censoring
None
you.
of us are having problems.
No, hold on. That's two different PCs. Okay, so it's either A, some connection in my area that I don't know what can't get out to fucking Idaho.
Oh man.
No,
DDR
that's
would've
not
been
my
Dance Dance
server. Is not
Revolution
hosted
as
where I
well.
live.
I am calling PL Alliance tournament rules on my goddamn TeamSpeak.
Dude,
We're gonna
it's
do this show
it's
over.
just PL.
Why
has
can't
got.
you just stay in?
I
the
think
boundaries of
Lizard
TeamSpeak,
Squad is
Dirk? I
hitting
don't
PL
get it.
hard. They're just hitting all of PL
Fucking
members.
ridiculous.
No,
But
the
whatever.
server, it used to be in Seattle, but I moved to Chicago, so this server's in Chicago.
I know. I don't know. Believe me, getting out of my fucking Amish village out here, okay, I'm lucky to have fucking internet at all. But whatever. Everybody's going to take what happened on the Meta Show the way they want to. Literally anything that happens in this game between the Mittani and then everybody else will be taken as though it were a Trump and fucking Hillary debate. All right? It will be taken as though you either enjoy what it is he says, okay, or you are adamantly fucking against it, okay? And it doesn't matter what words come out of his mouth or anything like that. But he's trolling you. When are you fucking people gonna goddamn learn? He is trying to bait you into saying something. And if you are dumb enough to actually say it while he's still on air, he will then use it on air. So at least wait until the fucking show's over.
Dirk, do you think he trolled me or nah? You saw my comments in chat.
You know what? I was watching your comments throughout the replay of the show. Okay, I saw that you were out there worrying for things. I think that they brought up people like Suetonia and whatnot that were completely out of fucking line, okay, and just wrong and whatnot. But quite honestly, look, they don't care, okay? Because
I mean, they took
they're
their
making their
statements
point
back pretty
to
quick.
our people and things
Oh.
like that. Their people.
Caleb,
Wait, there's a literally
Caleb,
rule?
yeah, because Dirk said literally. Anytime Dirk says literally, it's shots time. So
Fuck it.
Oh my god, no.
I don't
that
use
can't be
literally
true.
shots.
So what the fuck?
no, actually, this
I'm
should
so
be
glad I'm
literally
not drinking
shots.
tonight.
Literally fucking shots.
Are you? Actually, you know what? Say it all you want, because I'm not drinking.
All that being said, I still think that between him and Grath, they are the two biggest drivers of rants that people want to hear in this game. People who don't like Grath still want to hear him say it, okay? And people who don't like Mittani still want to hear him say it. We all know that the people that like them want to hear it say it. So, you know what? Guys like that have literally got a bunch of you people out there by the balls, or, in the case of Trump, for our 4% of players who are women.
Why is it Trump? It's based on
By
your
the
gender,
pussy.
whether it's the balls or pussy. It has nothing to do with Trump.
No, Trump's a pussy grabber.
No, it's actually not based on gender. It's
Oh
based on
my
sex.
God.
Because if you want to get into it, gender is how you identify. Sex is your physical nature.
Oh my
He's
god.
not wrong.
Go back to your safe space.
Just saying.
What's wrong
then-
with the world?
and this is the thing,
You could have a
getting
dick and balls, but be a female gender if you act.
I'm getting hit on Sunday with or even Saturday after, late afternoon. Or, can you believe you said that? It's like, yes, I can.
Holy shit! Did we have to
Okay.
do another shot? Because Z-Master caught you saying literally ball, got you literally by the ball.
Oh, for the love
Fuck!
of God, Z Master. I mean, if you're gonna how about look? How about if Drake
Drayden,
says
you should
look?
put a counter
No,
up.
you gotta say look. You gotta say a triple look.
Drayden, you need to put a counter up for every time.
I don't have a
Dirk
counter
says
thing,
that.
but I am up for anyone sending me a counter. I will put it
Dude,
on there.
you just
Why
make
can't
a
we?
two text files
It has changed
on your
numbers.
OBS. You
Oh,
just change numbers.
One of the things that has really disappointed me about this game in
My
the last 7 to 8 months, okay, is the fact that we can no longer take kind of the meta and propaganda, okay, for being the fucking game that it is.
I like
It is-
how wide I
it is-
look, based on
Yeah.
how dark it is and how my
Why
computer
don't you
screen
dim
just
your
like
screen?
glows
Dim your
off.
screen.
No.
You need some vitamin D.
No.
Vitamin D stands for
Why
dick.
can't we all take
That's
this stuff
nuts.
out there a little less seriously when it comes to we know that when certain people in this game say something that they have more to it behind behind what it is they're saying, that they have an agenda. It doesn't mean that they are evil fucking people. It just means that, you know what? They're trying to play up. This is a MMORPG, and there are certain people in this game that are role playing the fuck out of it. There are certain people
I'm
who
pretty
say
sure the Matani's out there twisting the knife in real life
Oh.
on people.
there are certain people who pretend like they're not role playing, but they are, because they're still playing up to the crowd that they're talking to. Okay, the Mittani, full on fucking role play, full on, wearing a goddamn Shogun outfit. Okay. Other people, they pretend like they're not role playing, but they are. Even I'm role playing to some extent. Okay, this is like right now, tone of voice, all this shit. This is not the way I am in real life. Unless my
I feel
wife,
like you
unless
talk
my
like this
wife
to your
breaks
wife.
the yolk on an egg when she fries it. Okay, which
Is
she
that all
never
it
fries
takes?
it, and then I make her fry it, and I'm like, "Don't break my fucking yolk," and I get this same tone of voice.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that goes down. I think you're the one making the
Fuck is that
eggs.
story?
I don't know. But for some reason, I feel like Dirk's the one cooking the eggs.
No, I am the cook.
And she says that to you.
She will not cook. She just won't do it. If I want
Not even
Mexican,
ramen?
boom, Chipotle. No,
Ramen
she
isn't
can cook.
cooking. That's not
I'm
cooking.
gonna be honest. I love my wife. I do. Okay, and in Vegas, people will meet her who don't already know her, and they will love her. They will fucking love her. All right.
She is cool.
But just know that she will burn water.
I've done that. Well, no, I've never burned water. I've burned pasta.
You can't burn water.
No, you can. I had a girlfriend that burned water.
How?
You fucking
You
boil
boil it
water
so
and you
much it
leave it, and then
evaporates.
eventually all the water evaporates and the pan burns and gets blackened and starts
So
smoking.
the water's not burnt. You're evaporating the
Nope,
water. And
nope,
then the
you
heat-
burnt
oh.
water
Yeah,
because you burnt
exactly.
something that
When
had
you melt
water.
the fucking pan, when you melt the pan after the water all evaporates out of it, you have burned water.
Yep.
This makes me sad. How do people not know how to cook?
I've never done that. I at least put the pasta in before I forget about it.
Okay, but you're usually drunk when you have your escapades
That was
with
one
cooking.
time.
Yeah,
Don't
you
happen
almost burned your
twice.
house down.
It happened twice.
I learned a long time ago. Okay, I learned a long time ago. Bring wife to Eve events. You know why? Because she fucking humanizes me.
Are you
She's
not
the
human
one that
without
fucking
her?
keeps me in line. And I don't
Yeah,
mean in
yeah, that's
line,
true,
just
actually. I will
she's
say
the
that
one
is
says,
true.
Hey, don't worry. Believe me, Dirk's not
She-
always like this.
she does
Now,
actually take care of you
Granted,
pretty
Melania
well.
also says Trump does not grab pussy, but
No, your wife takes care of you pretty good. It was a long time ago.
she's a good girl. But
But you got
He's-
way
he's
too
insane,
drunk.
I
It was
failed
one of the
chemistry.
ones-
I passed my chemistry classes, not organic chemistry, because I stopped going to that class. Because that was a tough class. But I did pass some chemistry classes. I like chemistry.
Drayden, were you there when Dirk passed out on the? You went and laid down on the couch, and then Mrs. McGurk hung out with us for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, she takes way too good care of you.
hold on.
She
But the
takes care
night
of
that
me.
Drayden
Like,
got
she takes-
lost and went to a hospital. Okay, Dirk was still mobile. Okay, Dirk
Yeah,
is
yeah,
mobile
yeah.
when it counts. Okay, Dirk is mobile. He can get back to his bed.
Yeah.
All right.
Dirk likes to talk about
She
himself in the third
beat him
person.
because he left
So-
me.
At
Drayden,
Vegas, is this
Drayden,
gonna
on the other hand,
be?
did not make it
make
back
sure
that
Drayden
day,
I
and,
didn't
make-
he was
I didn't
captured by
make
the
it.
hospital Taliban.
I needed a medic.
So is this Vegas gonna be making sure Drayden doesn't get injured? Is that
That's
our
no.
goal is?
Well, hold on.
Every
what happened to you
fucking
last
fan,
time?
like fan, meeting type, player meeting type thing is it. Number one, Drayden gets hurt at every one of them.
Somehow or another, I don't know how it
Exactly.
happens.
He went to some goddamn thing in the godforsaken icelands of where was it, Minnesota or some shit?
Minneapolis, and I fucking ate shit on an icy sidewalk and sprained my wrist.
Yeah. So it's like this is not like is it warm? Is it cold? Is it dry? Is it wet? Drayden runs the risk of injuring himself at any of these things.
It's out of my control. Like, see, the first year it was like, oh, we're going to Vegas, it's gonna be great, and then I went to the hospital, and it was like, okay, Drayden needs to have parental supervision. Then I went to Minneapolis, I sprained my wrist, like, okay, this is becoming an occurrence. And then I went to Vegas last year, busted my shin up really bad on a stone bench, and now it's like I'm actually afraid for this Vegas, and especially since
Don't,
like
man.
2
Don't
months
be
ago, a couple months ago, I like busted
Fear
my
not,
face up on
my
a
friend.
scope, and then I broke my nose. And it's like I'm just getting like I feel that this is like a build up to some apocalyptic injury that I'm gonna have down there. I'm gonna like be disabled, not because I can't find a sexual partner. That is apparently a
No,
disability.
that's a different disability.
That's a disability now, like-
you should like take
What?
it in and be like, you know what?
Wait,
hey,
no,
you
if
know
you
what?
saw
Even if
Dirk's
I fuck
tweet-
myself up, I know that I can play video games because
It's
we've
a
learned
disability
this
if you
year
can't
from
hook up.
Gommel and shit like that you know what? There's assistance out there for you.
Yeah, no, Dirk put a tweet out today. It's like apparently the World Health Organization has deemed it a disability if you cannot find a sexual partner.
So if you're like an ugly, homely fuck, that's a disability.
Are you calling
You
me
still,
an ugly,
you
homely,
still
homely
apparently have a right to reproduce.
Well, I mean, you are a ginger.
Well, wait, I'm not. This is not orange hair. Look at it's dark. It's like dark.
But your beard is pretty orange.
It's pretty orange.
Or your
it is.
goatee. There's some ginger in there.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
good.
I'm
You got a tall
biking
leprechaun.
from
You
the
got a
face
slight
down,
case of
and
the gingivitis.
but yeah. So apparently soon I'll be able to park in handicapped spaces, which is great.
Alabama people
How
in
do you even
Alabama
claim
who
that?
can't get sex will like be able to collect a check. I mean, this is like a fucking like worldwide event that we should all. But
Holy
real
shit,
quick,
we get all kinds of fucking texts in Twitch now.
Like seriously, real quick on the whole fucking like real money trading, ban on casinos and things like that. There was an actual article out there by what is purported to be Europe's largest video game magazine since 1998. Okay, so you know what? Look, don't hold me to that, kind of fact or whatever. Called Game Reactor. There was an article. I want ISK not banned by CCP Games for RMT. What I will say is this. Alpha, well, hold on. Side note. Alpha, wish you were coming to Vegas, bro. Next year it's Get Alpha to Vegas, okay?
Oh yeah, we
But-
need Alpha. Alpha's always been here.
Let me flip back. They're not going to make the decision now, okay? We made our choice. Avalon's fucking coming.
to
But
Vegas.
next year Alpha will be the fucking pressure point. All right. But look, when CCP put out their announcement in that whole freaking hey, we're changing the EULA and by the way, some people got banned thing, right? They said that like appropriate bans had been handed out and stuff like that. They never named names or any of those things. A lot of people thought that EP from I Want ISK, the head of I Want ISK, was going to be banned. However, apparently Eep was not banned, okay? Or no, he was just not motherfucking banned, okay? Because I have it on extremely good authority with some fucking screen prints and shit like that, okay? That he was actually in JITA the other day, all right? However, it says, I Want ISK have explained on Reddit that the alleged reason CCP took action against it was because Section 2.4 of the EULA was breached, a section that prohibits the use of EVE Online accounts for, quote, corporate, business, commercial, or income-seeking activities. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest and say I don't understand enough about this goddamn section to understand what they're talking about in terms of what these things, meant about business producing activities and all that kind of shit. There's an incredible amount of speculation out there related to this, and I'm telling you, a lot of it is completely fucking wrong. But Eep, the purported head of I Want ISK, was literally in JITA at least as of 2 days ago, giving away fucking, goddamn money in local and shit. However, I bring this up merely because there is apparently also a GoFundMe. And that GoFundMe is to look into, whether or not they were banned improperly. And you can go to the GoFundMe page, which I will... Here's a motherfucking shot in advance, literally not give you now.
Literally.
You should start saying figuratively.
Shot taken, okay? I will literally not give it to you now or later, okay? To be able to fund what would be a $5,200 retainer for hiring some Icelandic attorneys to look into whether or not they should have either been banned or whether or not their ISK assets should have been fucking taken or whatever the hell it is. I laugh only because there's been one single $25 donation made since the time this was opened.
Do you know how long it's been open? They've been trying to go fund me on that?
2 days, $25. Only one donation that was there. When I first saw it, it was 9 hours into it, and since then, nothing else has come in. It is being put up by a quote-unquote former banker. I don't know what that means. Like, were they like a former banker until a few days ago? Were they a former banker from a year ago? Don't know. Don't really fucking care. But what I will tell you about this, about GoFundMe, is that even if you believe in this, they do not need to reach their $5,200 limit, which will fund 15 hours worth of retainer of an Icelandic attorney to look into whether or not this shit is like, enforceable in some way and give them an opinion.
I don't know
right?
how it would be.
They can use that for anything. They can use it for hookers. They can use it for blow. They can use it for blow and hookers. They can use it for smokes, some Tito's, whatever. I mean, so if you give it to it, there's no guarantee that they use it for what it's going to say it is. And in a way, it could be the ultimate last-ditch fucking scam of this entire thing. So this is not fucking Kickstarter. This is not whether or not fucking Chris what's-his-name is putting out spaceships that will ultimately land on your desktop one day. This is about maybe we can sue CCP over a EULA. I would love to see elements of the EULA litigated so that we would know for sure whether or not it holds up. But
Which
not
part of
with
the
your
EULA
money,
talks
I
about
don't want to see
RMT?
that.
Which part of the EULA talks about RMT?
There are several segments of the EULA in the terms of service that actually, call. There's no words ever used real money trading. Okay, they use.
But which section implies?
You're gonna ask me that now?
Know? No, I was gonna say, do you know? Is there some bad in here sitting in there talking about
Keep
Iron
watching
Bank?
the Twitch chat, and I'm telling you right now, Noisy will fucking put it out there about exactly which section and subsection it is. Okay, I'm telling you right now, it never says real money trading. It talks about things that
it talks about real money trading in like legal terms. Yeah, I get it. I know that doesn't actually say RMT. It doesn't literally need to say RMT.
I would like to see whether or not some of this stuff would actually hold up in a court of universal fucking justice. Okay. Merely out of speculation, but I would never fucking put money towards it. Here's the thing: if you get fucking banned from Eve, you do have remedies. Okay, you can go and sue them in an Icelandic court. Nobody's gonna fucking do that. So basically, it's if you push the goddamn line too far, if you push it too far.
So Noisy mentions that
play another fucking game.
So Noisy mentions that it's Section 6, and some dumbass was in here saying how I defended Iron Bank because he thought it was okay to shit talk other streamers in my stream channel. And here I have a tweet from Iron Bank going, I'm not going to discuss my ban, but it is not for breaching section 6, which is part of RMT. So I find it cute how a lot of people sit here and throw around RMT, but you have all these people who are banned or say not banned, like Eep, for pretty much not RMTing. It sounds like they're almost banning them for what it looks like, the whole having a character as a business type thing, which I know a lot of people are concerned about, such as Jane from Spectre Fleet.
Actually, nobody is actually concerned about that, okay?
Are you sure? Because that's what Jane tweeted.
Back when Summer Blink went, all he said was that he was concerned. He didn't actually say why he was concerned.
Yeah,
okay?
He did. He said he was concerned because that's why his character Spectre Fleet, and like he has it registered under a corporation.
No. Okay.
That's why he said he was concerned.
So maybe that's why he's concerned. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay.
They're not going after people for that shit, Jane. Okay, they're not going after because somebody may have a fucking Matani.com account. They're not going after that shit. That's not what they're fucking going after. And I understand that everybody wants every law in the world to be spelled out specific to their goddamn situation, but that's not how it works. Just know, are you pushing what you think is a reasonable man's perspective of the fucking agenda that the law promotes? No. If you are literally in some way or another, yes, I'll do a motherfucking shot because I said literally, deriving fucking income from something that CCP frowns on, yes, they're gonna go after your ass for that shit.
Well, I just don't. I mean, like, I'm not knowledgeable in any kind of legal fields whatsoever, but it's like, I just don't see how anyone could even think there's a case on this. It's like they reserve the right in their EULA to ban you if they feel that your terms...
I will throw this out there, and I've thrown this out there on Twitter, and I've thrown this out there here. Hold on, I'm like pouring a shot at the same time and shit like that, but I totally believe that CCP's EULA would stick. I think that it would certainly stick within an Icelandic court for whatever reasons you want to believe that it would.
I'm pretty sure it covers the fact that they can ban people for...
Yeah, I don't think anyone is going to get
anywhere doing that. If you want to pretend that in a court, in the modern world, that when it relates to virtual goods and services and whether or not your feelings were fucking hurt over whether, this, that, or the other thing, in this virtual thing that laws have not actually caught up on, that you would win in that court, I just don't know nowadays. I don't know that they won't rule and say virtual... That's a really big fucking glass, Rain. Shot?
Yeah, take that whole thing as a shot.
I just don't know that a court out there won't rule, okay? And if I'm CCP, I'm not willing to risk that. I'm not willing to risk my company over this bullshit. And I'm also not willing to put up the thousands of dollars that it would take to litigate this shit to prove to the goddamn online Reddit living world that it's true. So until we actually see some real precedents being made against existing law, let alone new law, I don't think any of us should sit there and say this can't happen.
Well, CCP...
Because I never in my lifetime would have imagined that it would have happened that McDonald's would have been forced to fucking pay out a goddamn thing over coffee is hot.
Well, yeah, that
happened though.
Yes, that is a dumb thing. Now, CCP Alpha and Chad is saying, look, guys, read termination part of EULA. I don't know that word for word, so I can't really get into it and but if he's saying check that out, maybe people should check that out because I'm guessing maybe he knows enough that it specifies something that might
It's
cover
like
this.
any fucking EULA ever for any game. Is
Basically, we have the right to ban your ass for anything we
the
deem
company reserves
unnecessary.
the right to just ban you at any point for any reason they
And-
deem necessary. Like, it's their shit, and you're paying to play it. Yeah, but like,
Well,
it's their game.
the thing with the I1 is like they're wanting to sue for CCP blocking them from assets that they feel is rightfully theirs, which to me, I mean, unless there's some weird loophole in the law in Iceland or whatever, it's like all the in-game assets, your ISK, your ships, all the stuff you own in-game, your skills, your character even, is not owned by you. It's owned by CCP. They basically, you're paying your subscription fee to rent that stuff from them. And if you break any terms of their EULA, then they can take that away from you, and there should be no repercussions
there are
for it.
stipulations to the EULA that sit there and say they can fucking ban your ass at any time
Right.
because
That's
nothing.
exactly what I'm saying. It's like you don't own the assets in the game. You don't own anything on your character. You don't own it. You're
CCP
renting
does not
it.
guarantee that it will continue to offer access to the system or support the game. CCP may, in its sole discretion, cease to provide any or all services offered in connection with EVE, including access to the system and any features or components of the game.
That sounds pretty straight
That's
fucking forward to
the
me
fucking
that they can ban
catch-all
your ass
right
for
there.
whatever.
There are
They can
plenty of
take your shit
things-
away for no reason if they want to. They won't do that, but for
my
the reason they
point-
care for, they can.
My point is that there are plenty of things that a lot of people stipulate, like in very clear terms, that you or I would sit there and go, okay, yeah, fine. Okay. When I walk into a fucking Courtyard by Marriott, on the back of the door, it says, none of the fucking things that are in this room that you own are we liable for during your stay. But we all know that that has been challenged on numerous occasions and have won that, you know what, if fucking Imelda comes in to goddamn clean the room and lifts my laptop, they are in fact liable for it. So a lot of these things are
But
questionable.
that's something
but-
you
and-
own
and that is
that's on their
old.
property. You don't
Yes,
own anything in
because
EVE.
we have old settled law that deals with that. When we start
If-
talking about virtual currencies and virtual wants and needs of a millennial generation, I'm telling you right now, courts and laws have not caught up to this yet.
Like, if EVE comes out with another captain's quarters that fries people's fucking video cards again, then maybe you have a case because it's actually damaging your property. But that's about as far as that goes.
I agree. And believe me, okay, as I said the other day on Twitter, I'm a simple guy, all right? If CCP tells me, you know what, if you break my fucking rules, you're done, you know what, I believe that shit. And I live by that shit. I don't go out there and try and fucking real money trade my fucking skill points away or any of that stuff. But I also know that in certain jurisdictions of this world, shit can get kooky. And that stuff has not actually been litigated and precedent set across multiple jurisdictions. So you know what? If I'm CCP, I'm erring on the side of caution of my business. And that is one of the things that was written out on Crossing Zebras in an article by, oh, goddamn, I'm so fucking bad. Oh, shit. Did that fucking go by the, no. Something messed up. Wait for it. Nope. Dunk Dinkle. Dunk Dinkle, I think, actually wrote the fucking, article that, makes sense. It's, look, there are business considerations that they had to deal with here. It goes way beyond this real money trading horse shit and whatnot, okay? There are several of us that can sit there and make the case for and against whether or not real money trading is really a big fucking thing for video games and whatnot. But you know what's not a big thing? I'm sorry. But you know what's not accounted for in that? And that is legal risk associated with actually breaking laws that you don't know have, again, caught up with the times. Could they get fucking hung out on in London? Could they get hung out in other parts of the EU that haven't like fucking Brexited their ass away? Could they get hung out in some jurisdiction in goddamn fucking Alabama? Who goddamn knows? Is it worth it for them? Nope. Apparently it is not. So what we all need to do is move on, move forward, and like get off this shit.
I don't know, man. If I got banned from this game tomorrow, since all I do is pay to play this game, I would just be like, okay, well, it looks like I'm just playing CS:GO and like other games now. But if I was making money or had some sort of actual personal investment in this thing and got banned, I'd probably make a pretty big stink about it. You know what I mean? Like, I get those guys are denying that stuff, and I'm not going to get into it, but like, it's a game. So you get banned, you just go play something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? I do feel for these people that have actually put in time in, like, coding
We've all
this
put
shit.
in time.
Here's the thing, right? And this goes back, and it's why I compare it to the IS Boxer thing. There are people out there who have put in time and effort into something that was, until a few days ago, supported by the developer of the game. And then all of a sudden it was not.
Well, but here, hold on. Here's the thing. They didn't get banned because of the running a casino. They got banned because of RMT.
Banned is different. The other people were shut down.
Right. So here's the
But
thing.
the whole thing was going away. You did not get banned on IS Boxer because on the day that Falcon announced it back in 2014, you were banned.
Right. So my thing is, like, if you get banned because you're breaking the rules that were obviously laid out before and you knew about them, you can't get pissed. Well, you can get pissed, but it's like if you get pissed about it, it doesn't matter. You knew the rules, you broke them anyway, you got fucked, get fucked. But here's the thing.
God,
If
any
you're,
so this is like a
accusation of
new
real money
thing. So
trading
but
they do
fucking
have a
came
little
down.
bit of a
Well-
like a little bit of a fucking argument there. Okay, so yeah, okay, this is like a new thing, and it's like, oh, you were doing this, you were doing it before, it was fine, now it's not fine, so you're banned.
no. That's not, no, you're
Real
saying
money
because the
trading
casino,
was
they didn't
never
get banned
fine.
because
No.
they're running a casino. They got banned for RMT. Now, running the casino, it came out as like, you used to be able to do this, we supported it, now you can't do this anymore. It's like, okay, stop doing it, and you're fine. If all
like
these casino,
EveBet and
Yeah,
like
Trigger,
all the
yeah.
other casinos.
just like
It's-
EveBet, Bam Stroker's not getting banned. He was running a casino. The casinos got banned. Well, casinos as of November, I think 8th or 11th. I don't remember the date, but
Eighth.
the 8th. It's like, you can't do this anymore as of that date. And he said EveBet will run up until that date, and then on that date it will shut down. So he will be
Except-
fine.
Except, and we can come back to this in a moment, okay? During late in the Alliance tournament, EveBet was apparently DDoS to the point where people could not access it anymore. What they would need to do to fix that was not something that made sense to go through, considering that these things were all going out of business. So EveBet has had to turn to finding another way. You should go out to crossingzebras.com. There's an article out there that will tell you how you can get your money out of EveBet, but you should totally get your money out of EveBet through the mechanism that they say, because somebody attacked them. Now, I do want to go to something that was just said in chat, and it comes from Aderix from Eve Casino, okay, saying to you, Drayden, for us, we did not do anything, and that's an issue. Look, I do not understand the whole thing regarding the developer licensing agreement, that there were supposedly, according to CCP, paraphrasing, multiple consistent breaches of that led to their banning and the seizure of their assets.
I mean, if they seize the assets of the casinos, that I think is wrong. Like, when they announced that, like, as of this date you cannot run the casinos anymore, as long as after that date you don't run the casinos anymore, all the ISK you've made up until that point is yours legally because it's allowed. It's like, so you might be a little upset that you've lost this massive income source. I'm gonna pour a shot too. But the people that are running these casinos that are doing it legitimately, like Bam Stroker, like EveBet, and some of the other ones, it's fine. Like, yes, you were able to do this. It was not good for the game, but now that they've actually deemed it wrong for the game and you can't do it anymore, the people that stop legitimately on the deadline, good for them. Like, they have nothing to fear. The only reason, like, if you're taking all this massive ISK, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, Dirk's patting his headset. Like,
No, because he timed out again.
Oh, okay.
But I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Okay. But it's like, I mean, like, if you follow the rules of the game, you won't get banned. And CCP is pretty good about laying out whenever new rule changes come out. They say, this is the new rule change. Stop this on X date. And if you do that, you're good. And as long as you follow that, you're good.
most of the time, yes, I would totally agree with you. All right.
The-
The fact of the matter is that there are certain key points in Eve history, okay, where they have reversed their positions on these things. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, IS Boxer was allowed in the actual incarnation that it was, and input duplication, if you don't like me using the term IS Boxer, was allowed for years. All right, until it was not.
Until it was
In the
not,
sa-
but when
in
it
the
was
same
not,
vein,
they gave a
third-party
heads up.
gambling was allowed until it was not. And I do feel for those people out there who were trying to develop things for this game, because guess what? Yesterday, CCP was a fucking cheerleader behind it. And
Right.
today they're not. That being said, shit does change in Eve.
But
And guess
tha-
what? My
that's the-
goddamn Ishtar doesn't do what it used to do either.
Right, but that's the thing is like, regardless of how much they support it or not support or go against supporting it, doesn't matter. As long as they give the right amount of heads up before time, and they did that with IS Boxer as well. They're like, it wasn't just like, hey, IS Boxer's banned and anyone that's been using it is fucked all of a sudden right now. It's like, hey, they gave you like at least a month's notice. Like, you can't be using this anymore as of this date in January of, was it this year or last year?
But you're just going back to the beginning of this particular part of the conversation. I would like to throw out there, I would love to see elements of CCP's EULA challenged in a court of law, even in an Icelandic court of law, where I recognize that they serve fucking fish heads, to like, the prosecutor and defense. All right. But
I would too, and I would actually root for CCP. Like, I never
only because we
never
like to
went
see
to
precedent,
Iowanis.
right? We want to see precedent set, and therefore policy after that, comes down with the precedent that was set before. I have no idea how this shit is going to work. And when we're talking about things out there in the virtual world, we are still living in kind of, this new generation where courts and everything are going to have to keep up with it. But since I know that we are, on what I will call a 13-minute time frame for the end of this show, and who knows, maybe a fucking like after thing with whoever's up next, which I think is Drunk Canadian, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do want to say, this show, next week, we will be out in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Woo!
1 week after the big debate, which I think is something that CCP missed out on. I think that we should have been out there that weekend. I think that me and Noisy and a whole bunch of others would have been sitting there throwing down shots of Tito's and going, fuck yeah! And like punching each other in the face. But next week, we will be out there. We'll be broadcasting this show live on Thursday night. On Thursday night, all right, 6 p.m. local time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, 0100 UTC. If you are going to be out there, look for tweets.
I gotta host
Okay.
that shit next week.
Look-
don't I?
Look for
You
tweets.
do have to
but
host that shit next week.
I'll say this: look for tweets. But if are we doing the same room we did last year?
I don't know. Okay, it may be nearby where the actual event is being hosted. It may be in a suite. Okay, that has not been worked out yet. Okay, I have tried to work this shit out as hard as I could with CCP. All right, it's still kind of a little bit up in the air. I am trying to work out something where we're in an actual suite in the hotel hosting this, and everybody can drink whatever the fuck they want. BYOB, don't hit the fucking bar, like the fridge bar or whatever. But we are definitely going to be doing this. But if you're out there, if you don't have something motherfucking cool to do where you're like, oh yeah, I'm hanging with my bros, man, I'm down here. It's like, fuck it. Come to the goddamn Open Comms show. Our goal is to not have a conversation like this out there next week. Our goal is we want to put people on camera and people on fucking, audio that are going to say, what are you here for? What is it that you like about EVE Online that brought you to goddamn EVE Vegas?
Yep.
So watch for tweets. My understanding is, despite the fact that we will not have a nailed down place until I get there and start going, what the fuck, bros? They are going to support us and tweeting the shit out. So follow people like CCP Guard, Manifest, CCP Mimic, people like
Follow
that on Twitter.
Dirk McGurk.
Or Dirk McGurk. Yeah.
Follow
yeah.
Rain Chocolate. Follow Drayden Trovier.
Drayden Trovier. Okay.
Don't follow me.
We will
Oh,
definitely
God.
tell you where we're going
Yeah,
to be.
don't follow Paul. Follow Drunk Canadian. He'll retweet stuff we put out.
No,
I can
don't follow
guarantee
me.
you that wherever we are,
No, do it.
wherever we are, whether we are like broadcasting from the venue, okay, I will literally pour your shot of Tito's to take with us. But we do want to make this into a community thing. This is about telling us, what are you here for Eve Vegas? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're at Eve Vegas because somebody's giving you a goddamn casino code, you came the wrong year.
Oh.
So I do want to throw a shout out there to all of our listeners. Love you all, like dead fucking seriously. CCP Alpha, your year is next year. As much as I wish it was this year. God damn.
Oh, we got a follow from Path. I'll find it on the stream.
Give a follow, shout out.
But we're gonna throw this up there.
Shots.
Shout out?
Shout out. Oh my god, how did we not fucking trademark that
Parthiva
already?
2. That's who followed. Thanks for the follow, man.
But yeah, so Drayden getting there on Wednesday.
Yep.
Rain's not getting there until Thursday. Like
Noonish.
it's like
Scrubbish.
Sleppish.
Oh man.
Oh.
I will have already by the time you roll into Vegas, I will have already been over to the Bellagio to have like crepes for breakfast. And then like walked back and said, "Where's Rain? Hey, where's Rain? Rain,
I'm
you ready to
literally
drink?"
not leaving Planet Hollywood except for that pub crawl. And I don't actually plan on eating really at Vegas.
Oh my god, meatballs! I'm gonna tell you right now. I do not eat like a rich guy out there. I don't. Fucking meatballs. Well, the lobster roll is kind of pricey for like what it is, but fuck that shit. I'm not going to some steakhouse. I can have steak anywhere. I don't need to eat fucking steak in goddamn Vegas. But I'm telling you right
Fogo
now.
de Chao or whatever.
Fogo de Chao. Drayden and I and McLean are going, to the PL dinner on Friday night while you're at the pin crawl. What I call the pin crawl.
I think you're just mad that you're gonna have to circle jerk with like 100 other PL dudes.
That's right. You know what? I have no problem whatsoever circle jerking with fucking PL dudes
not
or
really
dudes
a-
in
It
Eve
is.
in general.
It's not really a
115.
worry
I do
because
have a fucking problem like being able to drink a beer near a goddamn pinball machine.
you don't
So
have
it
to
does
worry about a
say-
circle jerk with PL because they
gets
can't stay in the
tilted.
circle anyway.
115 signed up for the
I will
PL
literally
dinner.
circle jerk
That
with
was
any
good.
guy in Eve before I play a pinball machine on what people want to call a pub crawl.
Derek, how mad are you gonna be when the pinball machine closes so we're all at a strip club with CCP?
It doesn't fucking matter because I'll
Wait,
be out with fucking
strip club?
Pan Fam and we'll just be out fucking, or I'll be, you know what? Or I'll be at the goddamn Heart Bar at Planet Hollywood.
Everyone
hanging
ends up
out
at the
with
Heart Bar.
everybody
Doesn't matter
else
if you go to
and
the
having a
pub
good
crawl.
time.
Doesn't matter if you go to a PL dinner. Doesn't matter if you circle jerk in your room. Everyone ends up at the Heart Bar.
No, hold on. It does matter because if you spent your goddamn money to go play pinball machines and drink,
I didn't spend
I would
any money.
literally have circle jerked you myself for $5, okay, and bought you a beer.
So you heard it here first. $5 hand jobs from Dirk McGurk.
Nice.
Is
Look
that
how
R-
bad
is
that
that
goddamn
RMT?
idea to play pinball machines is.
I have
that- is that
$10.
RMT,
That's
I
a
had to
double.
do it.
Ah.
It's fucking horror. No, I'm trying to stay positive.
So bitter.
No, it's Jesus Christ. In the grand scheme of the things you can do in Las Vegas, Nevada, that was the wrong call. Although I do love
Aw,
them.
man.
I love CCP. I do. I try and keep it positive. Keep it
They're
positive.
saying TMI.
Was that the $5 hand
It's
jobs?
probably the $5 jerk offs
well-
to like keep you from going and playing pinball
No,
machines.
that's the dirty secret. That just happens in Vegas. Like everyone's like, oh, I had fun in Vegas. I gambled. I did. It's like no one talks about the $5 HJs they did. All throughout the fucking mezzanine. Like if you want to, like, I mean,
I literally have a can right here next to my desk. That's a $5 fucking jerk off can. It's like every time you jerk off while watching the
Dirk,
fucking screen, you
If
throw
Drayden
$5
gives you a
in there.
Plex and then you give him 4 hand jobs, is that RMT?
no, that's real money trading. I won't give him a Plex.
No. I would never jerk him off so that he does something in game. However, I might ask him later on, bro, we're friends, right? Would you please go and do this?
Well, right. It's like, okay,
Completely
as a
unconnected.
friend, this is
Sex is the next. Sex
Right,
is the
like,
next fucking.
there's no
gambling thing
homo.
in
It's
Eve.
just a friendly, favor. That's what you call it down in Vegas.
Yeah, sex is the next. This doesn't even fall into the whole real money trading thing. The fact of the matter is that sex and Eve, okay,
It's just real dick trading. That's
for
all it is.
forward favors, okay, is not covered. And that's where we're all going to have to move with all of this. I mean, granted, there is still a game of chance. Will you catch a disease? However,
and it changes every year to year. You don't know what's happened between the years.
now people are telling you it's too much fucking info.
Oh
Christ.
Jesus, fuck.
You know, it's like you joke about certain things, and oh, it's too much info.
You got hey, people get offended.
They do, but for everybody who has not been to Vegas that is going this year for the first time, you know what? No matter what time of day
RDT,
you're
real
just-
dick trading.
real dick
Oh.
trading, RDT. I can't wait
Bunny
to hear fucking
Ranch.
Noisy Gamer telling us about real dick trading. But you know what?
It's
Go
a
to
good
the
thing
heart-
I'm not going to Vegas.
Go to the
Wait,
Heart
wait,
Bar.
what's
I'm gonna
Bunny
tell you right now.
Ranch? No, what's Bunny Ranch? Is that bunnies?
I'll show
Like
you.
you
Nah,
gonna play
fucking
with
Bunny
baby
Ranch is so
bunnies?
far out of Vegas that you're
Yes.
not going to get there. Don't worry about it. Okay. Here's the fact of the matter.
No bunnies for
Pandemic
you.
Legion lost this year's Alliance Tournament sweep thing. Okay. So they're all scrambling for like, well, oh my God, bros, what are we going to fucking do and shit like that. The Imperium has their own fucking thing and whatnot. The Heart Bar, if you're just the fucking random, and I am literally the fucking random dude. I get invites
Me?
to shit like nothing. Okay. Heart Bar. It is in the middle of the casino, right down from the escalator from where they hold the event. When it comes nighttime, go down there and hang out. You look for people who are absolute to like semi nerd like. That's us. That's like
Yep.
the fucking people. Yeah, it's like go down there, hang out by yourself. They've got Sam Adams, they've got some well drinks and shit like that. It's more expensive than what you would like to pay, but you know what? The fact of the matter is, nurse your fucking drink, hang out, and let's talk.
Or do what I do. Bring a flask. You buy one drink. You
Or a
get
flask. Or
Yeah.
a flask. Jay McClane's got some
I
shit
am
for
sneaking some
veterans
booze.
and
yeah. You go out, like during
yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
during E Vegas, like the Heart Bar, 50% of the people in there are actually Eve nerds, whether they look like it or not.
What I would love for the Heart Bar is to literally turn it into whoop, shit. I'm gonna pour. Don't worry, I'm gonna pour.
I'm ready.
And I'm gonna crack a new fucking bottle.
Whoa!
Mini
Hold that up
bottle.
again. You got the bartender pour spout.
I do.
Oh shit!
No, I do. I like it's a closed spout, so I can like twist it and like.
Oh
and,
man,
like,
that's for like even
yeah,
pouring.
yeah, no, dude, am I a fucking amateur at this shit? Whatever.
Well, I am because I got open bottle.
But
Z
yeah,
Master said you said literally.
and that's why I'm doing a shot. That's why I'm literally
Okay.
pouring a shot. That still counts for the shot that I'm literally drinking. But not everybody who comes to E Vegas is hooked up with some fucking cool organization that's going to take them out and have like fucking meat off a skewer and shit like that, or some cool we're going to go out and club it type type thing. Most of the time, you will find. I don't care whether you came as a solo or you came as some group. Just remember, the people at the Heart Bar are just looking for people to hang out with.
Right.
And they are probably Eve players. Even that guy that looks like he's not an Eve player is probably a motherfucking Eve
That's
player.
Shadow and Light.
Yeah.
No, Shadow and Light. Shadow and Light's a motherfucking stud, and I'm gonna miss
He
that
does
in the
not
shit.
look like an Eve player. You see him, it's like, oh man, that's like.
So can
So-
we make the announcement that if people are at Vegas and they don't have anyone to hang out with, just come up and say hi to us? Dirk probably has T-shirts in case you lost your shirt clubbing or
I
something.
swear to God, if my T-shirts
Where's my
aren't
shot
on
glass?
by like, if my T-shirts, I'm gonna tell you right now, the greatest T-shirts to ever come out of any Eve Vegas will be handed out by me for free.
Yep.
That shit that CCP sells you for like $40, not even close to being as cool as the shit I'm handing out for free. But I literally only have, well, goddamn, I owe another shot. I do. I'm in debt. I owe another shot.
Wait. Do you refuse to accept the debt if it's in your debt?
No, I will not trump my debt.
You won't trump your debt?
I will recognize my debt for the debt that is owed.
Oh shit! Even if it's against your favor? Oh shit! Here you go.
But hold on. Don't you? Oh, you can't do a debt for my debt.
Well, no, that was the
Chuck.
one
But
shot.
all
No,
right,
I
will
wasn't.
be other
You're in
stu-
dead of shot.
there-
I'm not.
There will be other stuff that is there. Okay, that is not as cool. It's got like Garisa shit and fucking like Amar shit and Kaldari shit and whatnot on it.
Hey now.
But it will not say. It will not say "Make Eve Great Again" with a red, white, and motherfucking blue Megathron. Make Eve Great Again-a-thron.
Megathron. CCP Alpha says I should
Make
make a
Eve-
T-shirt that literally says "I'm with Eve players."
Oh my god! If somebody came up with that with like a big freaking
Well, Alpha
E,
came up with that.
and hold on, if somebody came up with an E with an arrow through it, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and they all fucking suck.
Get to
All right?
work, Alpha. You got
So-
5
but,
days.
however, I came up with fucking Make Eve
Oh,
Great
he won't be
Again.
in Vegas though. Fuck.
I know. I'm telling you right
give it
now.
to Avalon.
Make Eve Great Again. Because you know what? I'm with what? I'm with the guy flying a fucking Ishtar. I'm with the guy, fucking. It's like, you know what? Nothing is better than the Make Eve Great Again-a-thon, Megathron.
Never before, never again.
Literally the best idea ever in Eve.
It's the golden
And
age
it's
of
red,
Eve
white, and blue,
shirts.
so it like works out with a bunch of fucking countries.
Freelancer is asking you, Dirk, did you got my mail? Did you
I
got his
did-
mail?
I did not got your mail.
You didn't got his
117
mail?
Dear God.
Free guy.
Oh
Is
shit.
So you guys
Freelancer
wanna-
a new listener?
hey.
Is he
Yeah,
like a
we're
first
over
time, long
time. We're over time.
Do you guys want to just carry this on then?
I don't know, man. Are you cool
Well,
with it?
we gotta
I
everyone say
always feel
later,
bad
bitches.
about, like,
I
Paul
gotta
Sullivan.
stop the recording.
Hold on.
All right, Rain's got to go.
We're gonna yeah.
So,
So- Listen up. Everybody is going to be out there for freaking Eve Vegas. You know what? We hope to see you. Those of you who are not, totally wish you were. But for those of us on the Open Com show, which on November 5th will move to Friday nights at 0100 UTC Saturday, love you. Always fucking love you because you are totally what we watch in the Twitch chat. Love you.
Now,
later,
Later,
bitches.
later, bitches. Oh, real quick before we go, again, we will be tweeting out where we are
Why are
at.
you
What's
ruining my fucking like classic ending?
I got it. I just want to say we'll be tweeting out
If
where
you
we're at,
wanted
what
a
we're
classic
doing
ending, you should have said goodbye
at
after
Dirt
everybody
McGurk,
else.
at Chocolate Rain, at Drain Trevere. Follow all of us. We'll be tweeting out where we're going with the show.
We'll
in
also
Vegas.
use hashtag #TweetFleet, hashtag #eVegas.
All
Oh
right.
my God,
anyway,
we are
all right.
so bad. We are like crossing zebras quality.
I know.
here.
Yeah. Like it was a great ending by Dirk, and I
Later,
fucked it up. Later,
bitches.
bitches.
Alright, I'm done recording.